my first my
There
first
you go.
beverage of the night is my last long thaw.
Mm. Did you just get that tonight?
No, this is what I had for like the
Mm.
New Year's time, and then I got another 6 pack of Stone IPA that'll mess me up pretty good. It's
Oh
like
man,
9.2%. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I'm just drinking whiskey Coke. That's
whiskey coke.
The
what
classic,
I usually
the
do.
classic, the
So the
huge.
classic Frank's drink.
Hmm. Yeah, I was like,
So,
I don't think I'm gonna get too lit tonight because last night was probably the most I drank. It was more than I drank on New Year's Eve.
holy crap!
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. I was celebrating your return. I was like, holy shit, you're here. We're gonna drink, man.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, being back, like it's not like I left. Like I might never return, but it was eating away at me every day, not being able to stream. Like I
Oh,
honestly felt that way. I I've truly found my passion that I thought, because I mean I do love video editing and filming and being on set. It is fun and I do enjoy it, but having, like, I was gone for 2 weeks and shooting this movie, and the whole time I was just like, dang, I'm not streaming. I'm really sad actually. And I just kept like
oh.
as the days passed, I was just like, man, I miss talking with all you guys. I miss being here. I miss
Aw,
interacting. And so yesterday when I streamed was just like really validating for me feeling that way, because there was just so much love and so much uh
The fabled
heartfelt
return,
friendship.
man.
mhm.
The prophecy foretold.
You don't
So
understand, like, cause like from our side, like everyone's like, man, my Fridays
Fridays,
have been kind
yeah,
of
Fridays
empty.
don't feel the same.
We're not the whiskey Fridays. We're I don't. Someone has to stream on
It
Friday because
yeah. At some
no
point,
one's messing around.
we were contemplating. It's like, all right, someone has to be discount hugs and get drunk on stream. Who's the person?
that's awesome.
Uh,
That's really cool.
So
I
thank you
cheers
for
to
the
that.
host.
You truly have made an impact with our tiny little community. So
Yeah.
cheers to you guys for allowing me to join your community.
Oh
So
yeah. Sure, man. You found us and we found you.
it's like I'm the stray dog, right? You rescued me, but I rescued you.
that's right.
Yeah.
Let me see. How can I do this?
I guess our community has always been like this, like even before Twitch, right? Like when I first met Andrew, he
How long have you guys known each other?
damn.
Ooh, a very long
Ooh,
time. Back in like high school days, huh?
like
Like we didn't quite.
post
Yeah,
high
we didn't
school,
quite like know
freshman
each. Like we
college.
knew each other,
Yeah.
but we didn't really
Like
become friendly.
we had mutual friends and then I just kept well, you guys invited me to Wing Night and I just like kept going because you guys were pretty cool.
Oh
And
yeah, that's
yeah, Wing oh
right.
dude, I miss Wing Night.
I miss Wing Night too.
Hey,
Oof.
that sounds awesome.
Yeah, so we had this place. It was like a pub, and every Tuesday they would have half price wings. So a bunch of us after school would just go there, and then yeah, that's how I got to know like a bunch of our group that like we still talk to this day.
Jeez.
Yeah,
So how, besides wing night, like what made you guys become like actual, like, oh, this is a good friendship? Like what was the start of that?
I think it
Game day.
was yeah game day and video games.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
So
awesome.
in our college days, I started bringing some games to the college campus because a lot of the time I would have a class in the morning and then like a 4 to 5 hour break, and it wouldn't make any sense for me to go home, and just hang out at home and then drive all the way back. So I decided to bring like a console and some games into and plug them into like the TVs that were available like out in the halls that no one was really using. So that became a thing. I brought like my PlayStation, played some Guitar Hero, brought like my GameCube, and like played some games. People started walking by and like, oh, you're playing games here? I'm like, yeah. I mean, no one's here to stop me, and it's not like I'm being disruptive or anything. I'm just playing.
Mm-hmm.
And so people started coming, regularly whenever I'm able to. And I was like, I'll do this every like Friday, because that's when I have like my huge break in my schedule, and
Mm-hmm.
I'll play some games. And then through that, people would be like, oh, hey, who are you? Like, what's your name? Like, is this like a thing? I'm like, no, it's just me. I wanted to bring in my games, and no one wants to no one's stopping me. So let's just play some games. You want to play? Sure, let's play. And that was sort of like the beginnings of our video game club called Game Day. And
That's
then
pretty cool.
eventually, yeah, bless you.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Eventually, we had like a big enough like regular group, like coming every week that we're like, let's make this an official group for the campus because all the clubs on campus were all just like, like Latino culture or Black Student Union or damn. But there were all these groups that were kind of like culture groups that met every now and then, and like they essentially plan either like some sort of like event or a party or whatever. But we were like the first um, group on campus to meet regularly, and it's not for any sort of event. It was just like being there was the event, and it was a social kind of thing. Like it's video games, and then eventually there was like food. Like we got a budget, like and stuff like that.
That's
just
awesome.
just it's for all of us to meet people and hang out on campus because
Mm-hmm.
our school was very much a commuter campus, if that makes any sense. Like,
Yeah.
not people came there, they commuted and then went back home. But
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking, let's give people a reason to stay on campus.
Yeah.
And so game day came, like we started up a video game club, and that was it. Like, and then a bunch of people started coming by, and then people started bringing their friends, and it was like, we got all this good friendly competition for like fighting games and whatnot, and then played a lot of Rock Band. It was so much fun, man.
Oh,
I
that's
miss it.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love Rock Band. Go ahead, Jojo. Sorry.
So although that clubs kind of like fizzled down for us, like we still, I think we still carry that spirit on Twitch. That's
For
where
sure.
it that's where it lives inside of us today, and we try to bring those values to you guys as well too.
Yeah, and when I sort of started streaming and was thinking about like starting a bit of a community, that's sort of where I had like my roots from, starting up a club just for people to hang out, play games together, all that kind of stuff. So it kind of felt like that again. That's why I was so like, I guess the word is passionate and like so dedicated to it because
Mm-hmm.
it brought people together. It got people to meet other people with similar interests, and they developed friendships. So that was really cool for me.
Yeah. Ooh, that was so long ago, man. Like
Oh, yeah.
like when we're looking back at it, it's like holy shit. It's been like wait, how many? I don't even want to know.
Over a decade, dude.
Holy shit,
Jeez.
over a decade. I would
That's
see
nuts.
old pictures of us and be like, we'd look like babies.
You're right. Hugs, you were about to say something. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
what were you gonna say?
I guess I mean you kind of touched on it. Like, what was your reasoning, Jojo, for getting into streaming? Like, what led you into this Twitch community and Twitchverse and all this stuff?
Um,
Because Andrew kind of said like he brought his passion from that game club
to
into
me,
Twitch.
Andrew felt like he was I would say maybe a godfather or like the catalyst, and I was just able to carry that within Twitch.
Mm,
And I really re-examined a lot of things because obviously I did start streaming like decades ago. It was like probably League of Legends, but like I didn't really
mhm.
get the gist of like streaming because I was just like streaming games, not really like interacting or like giving an effort to like make certain content, right?
Mhm.
But as I watched like Andrew streamed, and then eventually Bird and everyone else stream, I really thought about it. I'm like, it's like perhaps I can give this streaming thing another try. And it was very hard for me to like get back into it, but how I did was pretty funny. It's like, all right, well, I'm just gonna do something really stupid and just stream myself cleaning this room.
The legendary cleaning stream. That was
Right.
sick.
That was awesome. I love that stream.
And what I liked about it was it wasn't focused around me, because like obviously I was cleaning and doing other stuff, but like what I liked about it was you guys in the chat interacting with each other and like, you know, getting to know each other. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
perhaps we can like foster some sort of like, you know, community around this, and you know, we'll have more of this kind of stuff too, like, you know. So that's where my streaming journey came.
Yeah. I mean, I love that aspect of Twitch so much that it's not just JoJo does have that radio voice. Hey, what's up, guys? Late
Hey.
night call with JoJo.
Late night. Want some
Yeah,
soup?
I mean, the whole part about Twitch that I mean, because when I streamed, I tried to stream 2 years ago, and basically I was just trying to prove a point to my friend. I've said this a million times already, so I won't go too deep. Yeah, I was just trying to prove a point to my friend because he's like, "You won't get affiliate," and I was like, "Okay, watch." And then I did it, and then I had no purpose or goal after that, and I was just like, "Okay, well, I did that," and then I just would like stream once, every 6 months or something, just to like keep the affiliate status. And then when I started streaming this past or last year in March, I I was watching a stream, a music stream, and then I saw an emote that JoJo like was putting on like the drops because it was a EDM stream. And then I was like, "What is that?" And it was one of crystallized emotes, and I was like, "Huh?" I click on it, and they had just started doing it. Where that one though. They had just started doing where if you click on an emote, you can see where it comes from, and then go to the channel that it came from. So I was fortunate enough to be able to go to her channel, and then I was just sitting there and like talking with JoJo and everyone, and I was like, "Oh, this is a good group of people." And
I remember that day.
yeah,
That was a lot of fun.
it
Both
was
you
a lot
and
of
Don
fun.
Don at the same time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
man.
Yeah, and so I just felt like, okay, this is cool, and the sense of community that I was getting from Crystal's channel is what made me feel like, okay, I want to stream with the purpose of trying to make people feel happy, because I went to this channel and I felt so happy, and I was like, that's what I want to do. I want someone to come into my stream, hopefully, and even if they're having a great day, just come in and be like, "Oh my gosh, this doofus," and then they like laugh, and then they probably leave, and then that's great. They just had a good a good larf, and that's perfect for me. Like if I can just lighten someone's day a little bit, that's exactly what I want to do. So that's kind of what put me in the mentality of, I'm not going to stream for like this. I want to do this, get huge, and like make all this money. That wasn't it. I was just like, man, I love the feeling I got from being in Crystal's channel, and so I want to pay that forward to other people as well. So
How very wholesome. How very wholesome.
Andrew, what about
Appreciate
what
that.
about you? Your streaming origins?
It really just started with me trying to stream the Final Fantasy 14 raids to the people in our group, in our free company, our guild, right? It really just started from there. And I never really took it too seriously. It was just to broadcast that for the people who wanted to see what was going on, but couldn't quite like they wouldn't see what was happening unless we were unless I was streaming. And this is before Discord had like screen sharing, like stream the streaming to Discord. So that's how I like started it, and I was trying to be as like consistent with it as possible whenever we had raid nights, and that's where it sort of started. But then I was like, maybe I should do like something slightly different. Because we at the time we were also like going out to places a lot and going to the arcade specifically. So one thing I was thinking about doing is like, okay, how about I try streaming outside? Let's see how this works. And really, that was sort of the start of it. Just like I was just curious about to see, like I was curious as to how this would work. And then just like you, Hugs, like I stumbled upon a bunch of other streams, and became friendly with some of the people that I like, um, that I stumbled upon, and
Mm-hmm.
they sort of inspired me to like try something new, try something different, and really, I don't want to say network, but really just like make connections. Like
Mm-hmm.
I guess you can call it networking, but I don't really think of it as networking. I think of it as just like making new friends. It was a very and at that time, I didn't really have too much going on creatively to fulfill something that's creative to me. Like
Mm-hmm.
sure, like I haven't been like practicing my music. All I've really been doing was working and gaming, which was fine, which is great. Um, it was a very like straightforward kind of thing. I'd like go to work, do all my work, come back home, play some games with Verd, and like just enjoy myself, and that's about it. But at the time, I was feeling kind of creatively empty. Like I didn't have my music stuff out. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't have any of this like you know visual stuff going on in the apartment. It was very
Yeah.
much day in day out do this. So
Mm.
I started taking streaming a little bit more seriously and putting more effort into it. And I just had fun just trying to figure stuff out on my own and
Yeah.
making things. And it was very much a creative endeavor.
Hmm.
And at one point that I started understanding why people were streaming. Like for example, we know our good friend Hot Sammy Sliz, right?
Yeah.
Monster Hunter streamer. We've been streaming for years, literally a decade.
Mm-hmm.
And like I never understood why he was doing it so much,
Mm-hmm.
but he was able to develop a very tight knit and self motivated community.
Oh,
Like
that's
they're
awesome.
self policing. There aren't like any trolls or anything like that, or they had a very good bond with him and his community, and even just viewers. Like
Mm-hmm.
everyone, like whenever you go to his stream, everyone's like chatting, joking around, and being all like overall good people. And of course,
Hmm.
then every now and then there are those like the people that you have to let go. But in
See
general, like
you
I
later.
understood, like I was like, oh, this is why he's doing it for so much, because
Mm.
the satisfaction that he gets for putting in effort into a project and then having the feedback of people being like, oh man, this is so much fun. Oh, this is great. Like, it's very fulfilling and rewarding. And so the more effort I put into it, and the more I talked with other people who are like minded and like with streaming, then like it sort of just started fueling my want to do so. I liked talking with chat. I liked the people who are interested in the things that I'm doing, and I became interested in the people who are there and what they're doing. Of course, it's a very tight knit community. It's not like I'm like huge or anything, but um, doing it for for the purpose of being creative and and I guess it's a bit selfish, but yeah, it's to fulfill my sort of creative needs. It and Twitch was a great motivator for me to pick my guitar back up. I have it right behind me all the time. Pick up something up, and hey, maybe I'll play something for stream sometime. And just making me think about what else can I do to sort of grab people's attention. Not that I'm trying to be me, but
Look
something
at
that's interesting.
me.
Yeah. Oh yes, look at me. Oh, it's on my time. Oh. But no, like I know people have lives and they have things to do,
Yeah,
but
of course, of
I
course.
like to have something interesting happening in my life for
Mm-hmm.
people to at least ask about, or they can
Yeah.
stop by and just see what's going on. Like, okay, that's pretty cool. Maybe I'll check this guy out later or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And just
Yeah.
being my personality. Go ahead. Yeah,
I
go
think
ahead.
that's touching on what you just said. Like, I think that's why I even started doing like Whiskey Fridays, because I really enjoyed. Well, I still really do. It's not like I stopped. I don't like whiskey anymore. Like, I really enjoyed drinking whiskey,
Yes.
and I wanted to parlay that into something that I can share with, the people I'm streaming to, because it is something that I'm, fully interested in, passionate about. I can drink a lot, which is a plus because I'll knock back I think yesterday I killed my bottle of Knob Creek still on my desk. Killed the bottle of Jack still on my desk. We went through almost half a bottle of Jameson. So, we can drink a lot over here, which is great. And so being able to it's not that I'm trying to test my limit of like how much can I drink and still focus on streaming, but the fact that I do have something to focus on and not just drinking incessantly for no reason, I really like the challenge that particular thing presents, because it's like, okay, when Kyushi did the slash me and then like Flynn, whiskey furdery, and I was like, oh crap. Well, the first time he did it, like he did it twice, and I was like, oh, I guess I gotta drink, because like I wasn't thinking, someone's gonna debate me into drinking more. But I did it anyway, and I mean he did ruin it for everyone, but I mean it's like those things, like, it makes me think about things more carefully while I'm streaming. And I like that, because then when I'm not doing a Whiskey Friday and I am streaming, it's like I'm even more present, or at least I feel like I am, or try to be, because I know that when I am drinking, it's like I have to like kind of like,
The
okay,
hyper-focus.
this like, okay, this part of my brain, just don't be inebriated, all right, just hang out and you just focus on the stream. Everyone else, you go have a party. So yeah, it's that kind of thing that led me to want to do Whiskey Friday, is that passion to share the experience that I might have with everyone. And sure, I'll hit my head on the counter over there, or do handstands or whatever, like crazy stuff. But it's all, honestly, like I said, for me, if someone's like laughing at me or with me, either way is fine. I just want people to feel like, what a fun time. Like that's it. That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah.
So
and like you and I, Hugs, we're relatively outgoing and relatively extroverted kind of people. So I think for us, it gives us a bit of satisfaction to share our passions with people. And then for those who are interested, like, wow, that's really cool, tell me more. You're like, well, you want me to tell you more about this, huh? So like, I think that's sort of the I feel like that we have that sort of kinship where we like to share the things that we like and do what we like.
Yeah. Stay a while and listen.
Grab a drink and stay a while. Good to see you.
Yeah.
So then, actually, JoJo. Oh, sorry. Did you?
Oh,
did you
no.
want to talk?
You can finish.
Yeah. So, I actually wanted to ask you. So, I'm pretty extroverted, and so is Andrew. What would you classify yourself as, and how? Whatever you answer, how does it either help you or challenge your stream in whatever way?
For me, like, I don't consider myself extroverted. I'm like very introverted. Like, I'm very observant, and I like to see how things go, how things play out for me. But once I see like you guys are having fun, and everyone else is having fun, that makes me a bit more comfortable to express myself as well too. So I guess you guys gave me like this environment where like I can be creative and show like what I like, my passions on Twitch. And yeah, I always learn from both of you guys. Like I still feel like I'm awkward on the mic, but like I still try like every day to like get better and better.
I don't think you're awkward. Yeah, you have a like even people in chat were like, "Oh, JoJo's got that radio voice." I'm over here sounding like a I don't know, squeaky kid with a deep voice at times, and Andrew's got that like silky smooth, like I'll sing you a song.
I don't know about that, man.
So I mean, for being extroverted, well, I guess I'm more of an ambivert, honestly, than like a full-blown extrovert. Because the thing that I really like about streaming is I can start my stream, pour as much energy as I want into the stream, like as much as I can give. And then I can, end the stream and then I'm still just home. Like I didn't have to travel to a bar, to like a concert, to, a restaurant. I didn't have to go anywhere. I can just be here, be me, give as much energy and devote as much time as I feel like I want to or can. And then when it's all over, I can just turn it off, either hang out, more in Discord with you guys and just like, kind of decompress, or just go to take a shower and go to bed. And that's, for me, it's like such a good balance, because I'm not the guy who's like calling people up. So what are we doing tonight? What are we doing tonight? Where are we going? I'm the person who gets the call like, hey, you want to come out? And I'm like, not really.
Fine.
I really
All right,
want
Mr. Popular.
not do this. Well, no, I mean, like, my friends will
I
call
know.
like, hey, you want to come out? And I'm just like, and that was actually kind of a negative at some point in my life, because I kept telling people no, like I just didn't want to go out, and then people stopped inviting me. They kind of just stopped, because like, oh yeah, he's just never gonna say yes. And then I went full blown like opposite mode, and I was just like, oh, okay, fine. I'm gonna say yes to everything, so I always get invited. And then, I mean, and that was fun, but it was just exhausting. And so then, well, pre-COVID, like I had found a nice balance, I think, of being able to go out and also staying in, and I don't like to say no to opportunities. So, because every chance I go out, I might meet someone. I might, have a fun new experience at a new place, try new food. Like there's so many things that I can do, and I have the ability and option, so I might as well. So, yeah, that's kind of where I'm lying in the introvert extrovert paradigm, wherever you want to say. And so, yeah, it's for me, I feel like when I stream, it is me. Like my personality, I'm not like doing like all right, it's time to stream, and here comes the Huggerinos. It's not like
Hey
that.
guys,
Right?
we're 2 subs away from our sub goal.
Right? Come on, guys, prime it up. Let's go.
We're almost there, guys. We can do it.
Like, follow, subscribe, hit all the socials. Let's go. Yeah, I mean, I'm grateful if anyone follows or decides to go to whatever social I have. Like that's cool, but that's not the bigger picture for me. And so, having my own personality as my personality, my streaming personality, is just so relaxing for me, because I don't have to like try to be a certain way or think about things like from a different lens or perspective. I can just be me. And maybe it's, bumped up a step or two from my normal self, but it's still like wholeheartedly me. I'm not like changing.
Just slightly exaggerated.
Yeah, like there's
slightly.
like if I'm gonna, if I'm playing Valorant and I die and I'm not streaming, I'm still gonna be like, but I won't like do the whole stand up out of my chair, like spin away, like because it's a yeah. I mean, I still do that. I'm like but it's shit. Yeah, but it's I hate to say it's a performance, but I do want people to feel entertained.
Oh,
and
sure,
I know when I see people acting very fun and like, oh man, like animated, I'm like, oh, this is entertaining. Because if you're just like, I died, like it's not entertaining, right? So yeah. So that's
definitely a
where
performative aspect to be on stream, and it's not necessarily even it's not even necessarily conscious. Like
exactly.
Sometimes it just happens because you know that there are people viewing this, and then you kind of got to see it from the viewer's perspective.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. It feels the same way for me, but it's a little bit inverse where like, I'm pretty chill, quiet normally, but like once like you've seen it, like once I put on like a little bit of eyeliner, I'm like, oh, I can explore like my creativity a bit more and be more a little bit out there when I play music. So yeah, I get it.
It's good stuff. And plus, you never know who's listening. You never know who's watching. Like I'm like I actually like just you being yourself. there are people out there who, if they happen to stumble upon you, they'll really enjoy who you are.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
Yeah.
you don't necessarily have to be anything more or less, or
Yeah.
like I was just telling this to Verd earlier. Like I had a viewer stop by or message me on Discord being like, hey, happy new year and thank you so much for doing what you're doing. I know I don't really talk all that much in your chat, but whenever I tune in, like, it's always like a fun time. So I was just like, that warmed my heart. I was like, oh,
So
I didn't
nice.
even know I was doing that. I felt like I
Aw.
was being boring this whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it is interesting to get that feeling, from people who watch, because like when I got on yesterday and we're like, we missed you, and I'm glad you're back. I'm like, really?
Yeah,
I
man.
never imagined like that people could feel that way, because I just, I mean, when I very first when I started restreaming in March, I didn't have any viewers, but I was still being exactly the same way, and I was still happy to do it. And then now that there's people watching, I'm just like, whoa, this is like so fulfilling. Like, it was already
It's
fulfilling
very rewarding,
creatively.
yes.
Yeah, it was rewarding creatively, like you said, because there's challenges, setting up your scenes, getting all the stuff, like, Discord, making sure everything is like, hunky dory. But then the aspect of having people like sitting there listening, reacting with you, or like going on a journey, whether it's in a game or a long night of drinking. It's I feel like every stream for me is that kind of like, I like it to be a journey. All right, let's all put on our backpacks and let's start, rocking, and hopefully I'll make it there safely.
Just strap in for the ride.
Right, just strap in. Yeah, so I like that it's becoming something that, because I look forward to it every day. I'm like, man, I can't wait to stream. I'm looking forward to it. This is awesome. And then if someone on the opposite end of this lens has that feeling, like, oh, I'm looking forward to seeing this stream, it's just like warms my heart so much. I'm just like, oh, really? This is awesome.
Hey, man, that's all of us.
So,
Yeah.
right? Yeah. It's so cool. Dang. I love this.
So
Yeah.
when I was playing on my New Year's Eve stream, I had the best time of my life. Like,
Aw.
That's
and
so good, JoJo.
and the whole night, like, I didn't even care like how many viewers I had. Like, I had that stuff turned off. I'm like, all right, I'm just gonna play out of my mind for like 12 hours, and
Mm-hmm.
I got so much like positive like feedback from people just like dropping in. It's like this guy from Romania. He was like, "Yo, man, you're reminding me of the days I used to party before COVID." I was like,
That's
"Oh, that's awesome, dude. Thank you
That's
so
so
much."
cool.
Yeah, like, so I get it. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah,
kind of want to do that again, but not right
Well,
now.
how was that, like, standing for 12 hours, dude? Because like
So
I'll stream for that long until Andrew, but we're sitting, so standing, I can't even imagine.
so I had to pace myself,
I'm
right?
not gonna, yeah.
So
Yeah, right.
what I this was kind of like stupid, but what I did was like, all right, whoever's having a new year in their time zone, I'll take a shot for you.
Oh yeah. That was
Oh,
that was
man.
brave of you, man. That's a shot every hour.
Oh,
That's
like,
awesome.
hey man, happy new year. Takes a shot. And they're like, yeah.
That's so cool.
And
Oh yeah.
what helped was like I had my own countdown for my time zone, and it like helped out like a bunch of our friends. Like, hey, I watched your stream. Thanks for having that countdown. It was cool.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
cool.
It felt like I was hosting like an actual party, but it was
Oh,
online.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah. And I find that, what really keeps you going is you doing something that you enjoy doing.
Yeah.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Like if you're playing a game that you're not really into, but you're thinking, oh yeah, this will bring in the viewers, like, you're gonna get exhausted.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Yeah.
like, if you're doing something or playing something or whatever for your own, like, for your own wants,
Mhm.
that's very self-motivating, I would find.
Yeah, I think that people will naturally see your passion for something, your love for something, your enjoyment. Like, I don't want to go to a stream and someone's just like hating life, like, I want to see them like, oh man, I keep dying to those balls. Oh, come on. And then they do it and it's like amazing, right? And
Like,
everyone's
yeah.
like, pog, pog, pog. Yeah. And it's just super cool.
Yeah.
And I like that. And so if you're, like you said, not doing something that you enjoy, yeah. If you're doing something you don't enjoy, your viewers are going to see that. Like that's what's going to happen. They're like, oh, this is, I don't want to be here. Or they might even end up, in worst case scenario, can be just toxic to you and be like, just say toxic things in chat and then peace out and just leave you feeling worse than you already did. So yeah, I think it's definitely wise to do things that are in your wheelhouse of what you want to do.
Mm.
So yeah.
Yeah. And it gave me like, as an outlet, because like, I don't like go out like out of my way to like, hey, what's up? But if I'm doing
Mhm, mhm.
something and they're like, oh, hey, that's pretty cool. And then that's how like, we get to connect and like, oh, what else do you like?
Yeah.
That's the connection I appreciate a lot. Like,
Mhm.
I guess I'm pulling people in my little sphere instead of like going outwards, like how extroverts do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, with
I'm listening. I'm just gonna go grab another beverage. Be right back.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, do your thing. I feel like there's different aspects to look at Twitch. You can look at it from a hobbyist aspect. You can look at it from a monetary aspect. I'm sure there's other aspects that I can't name right now, but like I think the lens you view what you're doing on Twitch through also helps or kind of defines the way that you stream. And so, if you just like, I just want to be creative and talk to people and just stream, that's great, And if you have no like, okay, I need to do this and this and this, and I'm gonna get huge and stuff like that, and you're just having fun. I mean, odds are that you're going to have viewers who are just enjoying what you're doing because you're just doing it for fun and you're having a great time. Now, that being said, you can't have the corporate aspect and be like, all right, today I need 10 follows. Okay, end of the week I need 30 followers. Okay, like let me post on socials. Let me do this. Let me do this. And you're like really truly like going for it from like a corporate, standpoint where it's like, okay, how do we grow as fast as possible? How do we do this? And I feel like sometimes that is good because sure you're going to get your name out there on all the socials and all the stuff, but that seems like it would be exhausting to the point of you're focused on all of that stuff and not your stream and the content that you're providing. And so I think looking at it through that regard can be, and not always, I'm sure, but can be detrimental. So for me personally, I like to look at streaming from the, hey, it's great if it goes somewhere, but I'm going to have as much fun with the people that are in my stream and around the communities like with you guys, as I can. Like I want to have fun and I want to enjoy this, brief moment in time that we have called life with you guys. And so if we can do that together and have fun, that's great. And if it does lead somewhere, that's even better. Sure. I mean, I'm not going to lie and say like, no, I don't want to make money here. No, 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 no. Of course I do. I want to do this full time eventually. That would be the best, but I'm not going to hold my breath and be like, okay, come on. Today's the day. Today's the day. Today's the day. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing and keep improving every day, whatever I can towards my stream, and then work my way up this hill, and climb together with everyone. Like that's kind of the goal for me. So, yeah. So,
Yeah.
Growing together.
exactly. Yeah. And I like growing with everyone. It's a fun thing to like rate each other and hang out in each other's chats. And Andrew, we were talking earlier before we started, like streaming schedules and stuff. And it's good to have like days off where you can be the viewer and not just the streamer because it's good for building relationships. It's good for seeing what other people are doing and oh, what that's awesome. Oh, you're doing that. That's really interesting. Huh. I have that hobby too. Or you could talk about it and then maybe at one point like do a co-stream and integrate it together with another streamer. Like there's so many things you can do, but if you're just always stream, corporate, I feel like you will lose those kinds of intimate encounters and interactions with people that are super meaningful in the process of growing in general. So,
Oh yeah. And those
Yeah.
things take, a lot of effort and time to
Mm-hmm.
do.
Mm-hmm.
But if like the goal is to become partner, or trying to make a like a living wage off of it, well, let's not kid ourselves. That takes an immense amount of luck. But
Oh, absolutely. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely the effort has to be there as well.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
good on you
Yeah.
for being able to hold down your full time gig while doing this at the same time and trying to improve and all that stuff.
Well, likewise, Andrew. I mean, yeah, I know you got your full time thing, and you're still, putting in the hours, and you stream so long all the time, and it blows my mind. I'm just like, holy crap, dude! Full Brew and
Let's.
Brunch into
Oh,
like an 18-hour like Dead Souls stream, and I'm or Dark Souls. And I'm like, what? How is he going? It's crazy.
Listen, Bird.
So
I haven't been napping all that much recently because I have I have shit to do.
I drive a Dodge Stratus.
oh man.
But yeah, I mean, like it's just thinking about stuff to improve for stream for either myself or the viewer or both is something that I have fun doing. I like to tinker
Mhm.
with stuff, and I like to
Yeah.
figure things out for myself and just have fun little stuff for like a chat to do.
Yeah. I mean, and the whole point or the whole thing too is like, uh, when when we all met, or when I met all of you guys, and like, I do video editing and motion graphics and all that stuff, and it was so nice to be able to offer my knowledge to you guys, like JoJo, whether it's like setting up your lights or stuff like that with you, and like getting the right angles and things, or Andrew, like, hey, maybe you can help me make like a slide transition, or
Yeah,
stinger.
this.
That, yeah.
Hell
you
yeah.
know and I mean, I didn't make that, Andrew made that, but I just kind of led him down a path that would help him get there. And so it's like those little things, I really felt like I'm I have value to add to this community, and it made me feel like even more part of it. And that's why I'm so happy to be here with you guys, because I just love the fact that it's like, oh, that's right, Andrew really loves coffee. Okay, hold on. Hey, Andrew, like I'm looking for like a medium blonde, like something like from India, or and I can ask you, or like, hey, Deck, please, I don't want to waste another $200 on alcohol that I'm not going to drink because it was awful. Please give me a good recommendation for whiskey.
There
And
you go.
like it's like those little things. But if I wasn't in this community, or took the time to take time off stream to be in other people's communities, I wouldn't have that, because then I'm just the streamer and just, all right, streaming. Okay, see you later. And then like, there's no, I've said this to JoJo a billion times, there's no substitute for time. Like you have to put in the time, not just on stream, but off stream with people, with like the people who are your friends, whether you've met in real life or not. Like you guys are my friends. And I love being around you guys, talking with you guys, bouncing ideas off of all of you. It really helps fulfill me creatively, socially, everything. Ali, next adverb. Yeah. So yeah, that's how I feel.
Yeah, and we each have our respective like content as well too. Like we're not like, oh, we're this and this game streamer. It's like, no, you guys do cooking, you guys do whiskey, and I do music. But like we can all just like inspire each other and like bounce off ideas. So that's pretty cool about this community.
Oh yeah. I always I enjoy trying to see everyone else's like niche, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And even
Yeah.
if it's something like relatively similar, like like a weekly food thing, weekly drink
Mm-hmm.
thing, weekly like music thing, um, it's still like cool to see everyone spin on it, what everyone thinks, like the kind of things that people make, the kind of things that
Mm-hmm.
people drink, and the information that comes out of it. So
Yeah.
I think
Absolutely.
like for us, we're looking for like a bit of more of a mature viewer who's
Yeah.
interested in these kinds of things.
I
Go ahead.
I do have viewers who are definitely not of
Oh
age
yeah,
to
oh yeah, and
drink,
same here, and I'm sure for
which
JoJo too, and for all of us.
it's fine, and they're nice, they're all great, but I'm just like, you won't know what I'm talking about. They're like, why do you like whiskey? I'm like, well, it's gonna be hard for you to know because you're
Well, let me
15.
tell you, youngster.
Yeah. But pull up a stool and I'll tell you a story. Yeah, so I mean, it's because if my 15-year-old self had whiskey, he'd be like, blah, what the hell is this? I'm not drinking gasoline. Yeah. But now my 37-year-old self is like, ooh, this is quite nice, and so it's hard to explain to a younger person like those aspects, or like the little notes, like, oh, this has like a vanilla top note, and it's a little smoky, it's a
Mm-mm-mm-mm.
little like hard on the nose, soft on the finish, like like those little things you don't know unless you've been drinking. Just like when you drink coffee, right? You're like, okay, this has like a bitter like start, but it's like light, it's what whatever you're gonna say about coffee, because I
Exactly. Yes.
don't know. So, and again, if you don't drink coffee, all of that is kind of lost on you.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah. But for those who, that you're trying to explain to, trying to be that teacher.
Mhm.
I think we're all at that sort of point in our lives where we want to give out the information rather than.
Oh,
I mean,
absolutely.
of course,
Yeah.
we're all trying to learn all the time, but
Mhm.
we also find fulfillment in giving out the information. We're at the teacher stage in our lives. We're like, okay, this is what I've learned. This is what I've experienced. You kids follow this or don't do the shit that I did.
Now, youngsters, settle down, settle down. Class has started.
It's weird because we're not that old, but we're not that young either.
Right? Yeah. Kind of in this odd middle ground of age. Because I don't feel my age at all. Well, my knees tell me I'm older than I am. That's for sure. My knees hate me, but I don't feel like, I wake up and I'm not like, oh man, I'm so old. I'm just like, oh man, I don't feel my age, like, ever. I just don't. I'm sure I'll wake up one day and be like, oh, I just hit the brick wall. I am definitely old now. Okay.
Get off my lawn!
Get here. Get off my doorstep, kids. Yeah, but
What is this TikTok?
what is this dance? But I mean, to the other side of having like younger viewers, they do keep me in the know. Like, I learn memes and I learn verbiage and new colloquial terms that only Zoomers know. I mean, sorry, that only
Hello, fellow
we
children.
we Zoomers know. Sorry, you guys. I know you're a little older than me, so.
Oh man, I can't keep up anymore.
Dude, it changes every like 10 seconds. I feel like it's
Ugh.
not even like every day or two. It's like just minute by minute because of like Twitter and TikTok. It's like, hey man, you hear about the ice cream truck? Yeah, dude, that ice cream truck was slaying. Oh man, that's crazy, man. Ice cream truck, yeah, bro. And it's like,
No
wait, what?
cap.
Yeah, no
The
No
cap.
fuck does
cap.
no cap mean now?
FTCM,
Am
brother.
I an old person now?
I think the meaning has already changed, and that's the thing. It's a new term, and I feel like it's already evolved into something else. So what is youths?
Bet.
Oh, youths, like youths.
Bet.
Youth.
Mood. I know mood.
Oh, that's a
Mood.
big mood. Oh, you know what?
Mood.
That got me. The one term that sort of the the term that kind of got me feeling like, what the
Vibing.
fuck is the word vibing? Since
I'm
when was
vibing.
vibing a thing?
Wait, real vibing's been around for
I know
way
vibing
before
has
like our
been like.
parents' generation.
I understand that the word itself like existed for like a thing, but since when did it become into the cultural zeitgeist and be like, oh man, that's a vibe? Yeah, that's a vibe right there. It's like, what do you mean?
Oh yeah, in that regard, like I thought you meant like, oh man, yeah, I was really vibing with that chick. Like, emotionally, you can vibe with people. Or
That
like,
I can understand because
yeah,
that's
but
within the context of like, okay, we're on the same wavelength kind of thing. But like, seeing like some sort of like image or like a meme or something, like, yep, that's a vibe. It's like, huh? Huh?
Hey
that
Don.
is glass.
It's
That's
John
a
John.
vibe. Oof.
Thanks for the raid, man.
Yo, what's up, Don?
Hell
It's
yeah,
John
brother. FTCM.
Podcast.
Oh man. You guys know on my flyer I put FTCM Entertainment, and no one got it but you guys. It was so funny.
So good.
Like
I'm a party parrots. There we are.
like there's so much going on social media, and I just
Mhm.
can't keep up with it. And like one of my friends was suggesting, he's like, yo, you should get an Instagram. Like I know I do need an Instagram, but I don't want to maintain it because
We don't necessarily need
Yeah,
social media thing. But I mean, if we are trying to, you know, extend the outreach, yes,
right.
it is quite essential to be at least into one of those things. Like I
Hmm.
have a decent reason to use my Instagram as like, this is the food I made. You want to watch? You want
Hmm.
to see more food? Follow me on Twitch. Not that I'm like advertising my Twitch to it, but I'm saying
Yeah.
like, hey, here's my food. I know you guys like
Food.
food. Here you go. I do this
Food.
every Saturday. If you want to, like Saturday or Sunday. Okay, okay, bye. Enjoy.
Yeah. I mean, it's like such a fine line, right? Between, putting yourself out there and, possibly cultivating more viewership or things like that, but also being true to like what you want to do, because I feel like if it's just like if your Instagram or social media or whatever just turns into like going live, see you there, and it's just like that's all you see like on the feed, it's
Yeah,
just like I don't feel like you're doing anything except you're just using it as like another place to place like a clickable link as opposed to maybe adding
true.
commentary to something or showing people who you are off stream, which I think is what a lot of people want to know.
Yeah,
Like when I did the IRL movie set stuff, I was really trying to
that
like
was
show
really
you
cool.
guys this is like what I do. This is cool. Like when anytime, because I was a visual effects supervisor. I mean, I wore a lot of hats, which I always do
Haha.
because
Like right now, you have a different
like
hat.
right now, definitely, yeah. Like I mean, I'll bounce around from VFX supervisor, cam op, DP, second unit director. Like I'm
DP,
just
you say?
yes, the old DP, director of photography. Yeah, so I kind of or drone op. I mean, I go like all I kind of span the breadth of jobs on a set, and so I wanted to just show like that aspect because it's not like I'm going and shooting a movie every day or something. It's like maybe once a year, and in 2 years I've shot 3 movies, which is pretty cool.
Don't lie.
So
Every day for you is a movie.
I mean, it's
Every
my
shoot for you is a
movie,
movie. A feature
sure,
film.
starring the one and only Andrew. I mean, wait,
Ooh.
what? No, wrong stream. uh, but yeah, like I think having that kind of behind the scenes or daily life stuff, or like, hey man, did you guys see the new almond berry M&M? It's nuts, right? Or whatever, like something that's interesting to you and then you want to share with people. That's great because then you can start a dialogue about that. And then maybe when you stream and you're like, hey guys, look, I got the almond berry M&Ms. Oh, they're terrible, or whatever. And then again, it's just like like I feel like that helps more than just be like, I'm live, right? Because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
everyone can do that. In fact, I see that on Twitter all the time, and I'm just like, unfollow, unfollow, unfollow. You're
Big
clogging
oof.
my Twitter feed. You're clogging. You're clogging. So it's just like, cool. You're live. Great. Give me something more than just that, so I have a reason to
Mm.
like want to see who you are beyond Twitch. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's my personal opinion. People can
I
use
gotta work
social
on that.
media however they want, but
I gotta
I
work
just
on
want
that too.
I gotta work on that. My most of my Twitter feed is me going live, and like there's a handful of
to.
times where I'll
Oh,
retweet
sorry,
something.
Andrew.
No, 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 no,
Unfollowed.
no, 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 no. Most of my Twitter is like, hey, I'm doing this. Like usually on my Twitter message, I add a little bit more than like
Hmm.
the going live notification. But
Yeah, 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 yeah.
but I either like retweet something that's funny to me, like there's an account that I follow that's like it's like cursed science images where it's just like it looks like it's a fucking like a meme, but it isn't.
Hmm.
Or like I like the drink water reminders. It's like remember to drink water, bitch. And then sometimes I like to retweet those. But I used
Speaking
to
of
be pretty
water,
big. Go
keep
ahead, go ahead,
talking.
go
I
ahead.
just gotta grab water.
Go
So
for
give
it,
me
go
one
for it, go
second.
for it. Yeah. But yeah, like I used to be a relatively big Twitter user in terms of like um back in the back in just like infancy. I actually was a Twitter beta user, and like I just said whatever the hell I
Yeah,
wanted. Like now, yeah.
you're one of the early adopters, I think,
Mm-hmm.
to use Twitter.
Yeah, you remember. I like before when Twitter was in beta, I just like this is what I'm doing. But then I like stopped using it so often. But now I like I have been sort of slowly getting back into it, not just for like stream notifications, but just like every now and then when something funny happens to me, or like I'm like, oh, that's a funny thought. Sometimes I'll post it out there. I forgot
Yeah.
what like the last thing I like said.
All right,
Yo,
I'm
I
back.
remember that old Twitter page you had. Andrew gets owned. Oh my
Oh,
god.
my alternate Twitter account where whenever some shit happened to me, I posted on there like, well, this sucks. Guess I'm gonna post about it now.
Yeah.
Shit,
And
Like-
I like
like-
stubbed my toe. Like fuck.
So it's like an FML style page.
Yeah, it's an FML just specifically for me. Like, like oh man, like, well, I forgot to turn off my lights in my car, and now I'm back from class, and now my car is dead, and they got to get it jumped by the police. Okay.
That's
Shit.
awesome. That's actually really funny.
It's been a while. I
Mm.
should resurrect it.
oh,
I should resurrect the like.
I don't even know.
honestly, yeah, go ahead.
What is Tumblr even for? It's just like, is it like a blog for pictures, or I'm so confused what Tumblr is for.
I feel like it's
I
a
don't even think
Pinterest,
it's a
isn't it?
thing anymore. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
essentially like what Pinterest is. It's just like a kind of like a forum where anything goes, and it's like it's called Tumblr because you just endlessly scroll. and, like,
was
it's
for
algorithmically
porn.
like, oh my god.
Yeah, it was for porn until they banned it, and then all of their like money
then it
ran
died.
out. It died.
Yep.
Oh,
And
that's
Tumblr
funny.
died.
It's like, what do you think was gonna happen, man?
Right?
It's essentially like an image version of what Reddit is.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
And you know how Reddit is just like you endlessly scroll for like articles or other
Yeah,
media.
yeah,
Where Tumblr was like more focused towards images and stuff like that.
I see. Okay.
And like
I didn't
this
know
was
that.
before Instagram had like a browser page or like
Mhm.
something that's easily accessible, but you know, now it's just dead.
And everyone just uses, Pinterest or whatever, right?
Yeah, Pinterest is definitely what Tumblr was aiming to be, but unfortunately became mostly for porn.
Pornler.
Porn.
That's funny.
Oh, you guys
Pinterest is
remember
crazy. I don't like that stuff.
LiveJournal?
Thanks, yeah.
I used to have a
LiveJournal?
LiveJournal.
LJ, ooh.
No.
Oh, that is some
blogging?
edgy stuff, man.
Oh, what about
I-
Zanga? huh?
Zanga.
What my Asians in the chat using Zanga?
Wait, is that like the gambling app maker?
No.
Oh.
They had the same name, but Zanga with an X was like the
This
live
was
competitor.
Pre-MySpace era.
Where it was Asian MySpace. Yeah,
Why didn't I
Zanga,
know
yep.
about this sooner? Oh,
Yo, man, if you
Yeah.
were on Zanga,
I would've lived
you would have met all
Yeah, all the
of
ABGs.
Asians. All the
Yeah.
it was
Son of a
ABG Central. dude.
biscuit.
Before that, there was Asian Avenue.
You dummy nose. Fucking
Wait,
you dummy nose.
You're looking at that right now. You're like, is it still there?
Asian.
Asian
I didn't
Avenue.
realize it was very much a very Asian thing until like after
Yeah.
I was done using. I'm like, wait a minute. Why? Huh?
Dang.
Like, was it really like?
Like
Yes, I feel like there's.
Asians were
Oh,
ahead
go
of
ahead,
their
JoJo.
No wait. Like Asians were ahead of their time. But yeah.
I feel like there's this not secret society, but like a very like if you're Asian, you can be part of this like thing that only Asians are part of. I'm just like, that's so cool
It's
because
like Asians.
I don't have
and
anything like that.
And other like races in the know.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like, you have an Asian friend if you're on Zanga. Like if you're like a white dude or like
Mhm.
white dude or black dude or like whatever, like on Zanga, you know someone Asian that got you onto it. Either
That's
because you're
awesome.
homies with an Asian dude or you were digging some Asian chick back then. Oh, you know.
That's awesome. Yo, what's up, Joe?
Hey,
Hey,
Joe.
what's up? Speaking of ABGs.
Right?
Damn, man, what a call
My-
out. What the fuck?
My
My bad.
favorite ABG. There she
What
is.
the fuck? I mean, okay, let's she put it in,
She had
in one of her
ABG
titles.
Sundays.
Yeah,
I
man.
know,
Like,
I know. Joe, you are a lovely person. Okay,
ABG.
you know what ABG? Yeah, you know me.
That's awesome.
Oh man.
Joe's like, and I'm out.
And I'm followed and unsubbed. Oh shit.
Aw, you're
And blocked and reported.
Oh my god.
big oof, dude. Oof.
Oh my gosh, hot
Oh.
Asian buns in the game last night was awesome.
Oh.
Oh, who was that? I was lurking in your stream. Like,
So, well, I have a streamer mode turned on, so I don't see names, right? I just see
Yeah.
like Rays or whatever, right? And I guess the Rays on our team was named Hot Asian Buns.
Oh.
That was fun. Oh, it's from 85 degrees Celsius bakery. Oh, I didn't know that.
oh,
I was thinking a different kind of buns. Oops.
That's because we're guys, man.
Big rip. 85 degrees Celsius.
That's what it is. It's 85 degrees Celsius.
Wait, what?
The bakery, the Taiwanese bakery.
Oh, okay.
It's look at the picture of the logo. It says 85 degrees Celsius. I don't think it's centigrade. That would be way too hot. Celsius.
I'm not
Is
a
it
baker.
centigrade?
Oh, now, now you're gonna say, it is. Yeah, I know it is, because I'm a designer by nature, so I look at all that stuff. Get this man a Nobel Peace Prize.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So
Anyway.
I guess we can move on to current events.
All right.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh man, this
I
is like a
suck.
shitstorm.
I suck with this.
These past week, man. Oh, you seen the Capitol raid there, the LFR raid. Oh, ooh.
LFR raid.
Yeah. I don't know.
But keep it a good time.
That was quite an ordeal.
I honestly don't follow. I mean, this is gonna sound so cringe, brother. But like, I don't follow news. I just don't honestly
fair
care enough.
Yep,
Like,
me
I
neither.
feel like it's kind of just everything is like either one blown out of proportion or two not taken into proportion enough. So it's like you're getting one side or the other. But I feel like the holistic, like, back in the 20s when people were like trying to investigatory journalism and stuff, it's just out the window. It's just like sensationalism. So I'm just like, I'm done. Like, I just don't care.
Yeah, like when all that stuff was happening, we were watching it live. I legit, like, it was like around like 2:00, 3:00.
It was on TV, like
it was on Twitch.
It was on Twitch.
Yeah.
It was on Twitch.
So
I didn't know that.
Yes,
yes. We like to call that channel the Bat Cave.
The Bat Cave.
Yeah, because it had so many feeds on different perspectives.
JoJo, we wish that you were not working, because we had so much to say.
Oh man,
It was mind-boggling, because one, everything was happening live, right? And then like chat was like, also checking other medias to see what's going on, and it's just like, it was surreal. I legit could not understand how any of this was happening. Like, freaking the people like taking selfies with police. Freaking, how did they get riot shields off of them?
Here you go, sir. This shield's getting heavy.
It's like, yo, can I see that riot shield? That riot shield looks really cool. You should let me have a look at that. All right, and then they bust down a window. Like, what the? Huh?
Yeah, I don't know. And
tell me how you really feel, Andrew.
Dude, it's just, it's just how can this be? But let's get into specifics, okay? Let's get into specifics here, okay? I mean, you lead the conversation, JoJo. What exactly did you want to talk about?
I don't know. I just wanted to see what you guys thought of it, because like, looking from an outsider perspective, right? Because obviously I have friends on both sides on Boomer Book. Like, I don't stay in contact with them, but like, I'm not the type of person that like, all right, it's like, you think differently, therefore I'm unfriending you. It's like, no, it's like, if you think differently, like, perhaps I should learn more on your perspective and see how you think, and examine like how the other side thinks versus how I think as well too. So when I'm like looking at their feeds and posts, it's like, wow, it's like they live in another universe here. And one side was saying it's like, yeah, this is like a whole conspiracy that like Antifa did this and they infiltrated and look at there's proof and videos and stuff. I'm like, wait a minute, it's still kind of like I don't know what's like true or not at this point.
I'm sorry.
Wait, what?
That image is fucking.
Oh my god. So
This is JoJo iteration of what happened that day. Oh my god.
yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, I have it too.
That's just so funny.
Oh my god.
It was me. It was me all along, guys. It was me.
Right?
Give us those ballots, motherfuckers.
JoJo was in the Capitol. Burn it all. That's awesome.
But I'm sorry, JoJo, continue.
Yeah, my bad.
But I guess regardless what you think, it's like, oh, like how could they have done this? And then I also thought about it from a like I guess a racial perspective. It's like, all right, if this was like different, if this was like, you know, a BLM type of protest, like you see a lot more people like injured and shot and all that shit. So I'm like,
We can only speculate.
yeah, we can only speculate, but I don't know.
Yeah.
These days be weird, man. That's why I just tend to tune off of that stuff and do my own creative thing here.
Yeah, that's why I'm just like almost always just on Twitch or
Yeah.
streaming, like because I just feel like the media is just it's just depressing. Honestly, it's just not. I feel like
It's
I'm
very
not really.
polarizing.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm just not getting any information that I feel like I might really need. So
Yeah. It's less about information and more about polarizing the people. Because
Mhm.
you know, in order for those networks to survive, they have to be entertaining to their audience, and they know who their audience is. They have the data, and so they're playing off of that data to, you know, fuel their profits. But from I guess like from my project and I'm sure most of you or all of you know like who know how I like in general how I think or you know how I present myself is that I'm very even keeled, right? I never really think extremely one way or another, and there are only like a handful of things that I have super strong opinions about. But like this was just like it was just it was unbelievable, very unbelievable. But how close, even if they're you know unarmed and peaceful protesting, quote unquote peaceful. How did they even get to the door of this place? How were they able to like hang off of the railings of the stairs? Like
Yeah.
it wasn't. It's clear that when you saw things happening live, as they were happening, that it was essentially like it just they let stuff happen. Stuff happened, and there was not very much of a response until there was a very big consequence, aka the one person getting shot because it was breaking and entering. But no, why did you shoot at someone who was breaking and entering? Why did you do that? There were no threat. Like they were breaking and entering. You know, if it were anyone else, perhaps if it were anyone else, that the consequence, maybe that consequence wouldn't not even would have happened because they would not have been able to set foot even in, like on the steps.
But you play stupid games and win stupid prizes.
Yeah, so it's just like it's just unbelievable how that kind of event may have happened.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a maximum security area, and like people were memeing. It's like, oh, we pay all our taxes to like on defense and stuff, and this happens. It's like what? I don't know.
Yeah, so it's just it's mostly because, or rather, because of how divided we all are in our sort of like opinions and how unwilling we are to listen to each other. This kind of thing will happen, and it's pretty clear that like those who are trying to defend the property were not necessarily defending it. I mean, they were trying to do their job,
Mm-hmm.
but do their job into the effect that the job description allows,
Yeah.
but not necessarily stopping anything from happening. Like it just felt like they were brothers in arms because of like that one person who got maced said, hey, this is supposed to be a revolution. They were all like seemed to be brothers in arms, and it's something that should not have happened,
Yeah,
unfortunately. And it's very, very sad, very, very sad for
it is. And
our
it felt like this was like a build up like over the years, like even before Orange Man took over. This was like a bunch of people who were like feeling this, and once they like lose faith in like a system, this is what happens, right? So I get it.
And that's the thing. Like how are you supposed to communicate to those who are who feel absolute
Mm.
in their cause? It's kind of hard to bridge that gap. So unfortunately, the consequences will have to happen first before any sort of like lesson or any sort of like sentiment can get across.
Yeah.
But yeah, go ahead.
So, well, I think we have to like rebuild how we perceive and like present information from the ground up. And a lot of this happened because all the local news places like around towns and stuff, they all went out of business. And when that happens, like people have nowhere else to tune to but like all the mainstream stuff, like CNN, Fox, and MSNBC, and they're getting fed these sources, and they're like, oh, and it's becoming like so polarized over the years. Like I felt like we failed as a country with media to give people like
his finger up.
No, I just want to say
Oh.
BRB.
Oh.
Sorry. Just give me
No problem.
like 1 minute. BRB.
Okay.
Go for it.
What was I saying? So it felt like we failed the people as well too, as a country, to present the sources people need instead of like all the sensationalism that's with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to find a sort of like a source of the information that isn't skewed in such a way that would give you room for your own opinion, to give you room for your own like train of thought, because they're like, honestly, news channels these days are mostly entertainment. No one's gonna watch if you just give the facts. You also have to give the scathing hot opinion, the hot take,
Yeah.
So unfortunately, that's the hot takes are what people take to heart. And in our increasingly online life, not to say that like being online and all this stuff is necessarily bad. We need it to survive now,
Yeah.
especially in during our pandemic. That's getting a little bit off topic, but it's hard to keep your audience if it's not something that they will be entertained by, or at least won't grab them by some sort of emotion. And that's sort of the unfortunate truth, is that news will not stick with you unless it has some sort of emotional effect. And a lot of these online forums and news channels, they're very much echo chambers.
Mhm.
Then people aren't going to listen to you unless you, like, they're not going to take dissenting opinions very well, and that hurts viewership, and that hurts business, unfortunately.
Yeah.
At least in my opinion. That's wholly my opinion, and what I feel these days. That's, like Hug said, that's why I don't really follow too much in terms of like news from like major news outlets. And even if I do, I try to see the same story in other people's like in multiple sources to see what everyone's side is trying to say.
Yeah.
Then I can form my own opinion about it.
I think that's what we lack nowadays, is like we lack a lot of nuance and also empathy as well too.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. Yeah, yep. Nope. No one is feeling for each other these days, ever at all. Like it's just, I got mine. Fuck you.
Pretty much.
Then again, like that's definitely a sweeping generalization.
Could
I
be.
know not everyone is like that, but in general, for those who are like very big news followers, it seems to be that way.
Mm.
And I can understand how like some people from like who follow news from like some major news outlets can be swayed that way because it's not like they were around to see what's happening. It's not like they have the whole context of everything, and maybe the news outlets don't give the whole context. And context happens to be key for everything, like for news, for conversations. Context is everything. It's unfortunate that a lot of a lot of big news things get chopped up and get taken out of context.
Mm. I know this on a personal feeling because you know
Oh, you know.
you know when I was campaigning and shit, dude. Like everyone was like, "Oh, that didn't happen." I'm like, "Yeah, it did." It's like they snuffed them out of the press, and they said this and that about Yang. But then, this was probably like a month or a few weeks ago on his podcast. Like the woman who was formerly from like MSNBC, like she came out to say, it's like, "Oh yeah, like we did snuff you out because we were told this and that, so we had to follow orders." It's like, oh man, I knew it.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah. Oof.
So the thing is, yeah, context. Everything like every like fact and statement has to be based out of context. And unfortunately, sometimes context doesn't fit the narrative of those who are trying to tell the story to their specific audience. So unfortunately, they have to tweak that context to sort of fit the taste of their viewers.
What are you laughing at, Hugs?
I'm in chat.
I know.
I'm keeping the mood light. All right, I'm the
I know, I know,
jokester
I
in
know,
the
I know.
group
I know.
here.
No, I get it, and I'm not trying to bring things down, but
Comedic relief. That's all.
the comedic. I understand, and I appreciate
And
it.
the thing is, too, like I just have zero opinion about all of this. And actually, one of my friends who's super political, um, he went to like all the BLM, things in LA. I mean, he's black,
Yeah.
and like he's like a huge activist. I filmed him a lot, and he made like this whole video about stuff. And anyway, I was just like, yeah, you do your thing. And he's like, you don't care about any of this? I'm like, caring gets me in trouble, so I just like to stay out of everything. So because when I'm passionate about something, I go like really hard, and so I just kind of like, you know, keep the ears clean or whatever it is. Keep wash behind your ears or whatever the saying is. I don't know. I'm not a boomer. But just I kind of, and it's not look the other direction. I just have no interest in any of it because there's so many people who are already interested in it. Me isn't going to add anything, just more fuel to one fire or the other. And then I'm open to hearing everyone's opinions, and I love to know what people have to say, whether it's for this or against that or whatever. Like I actually really enjoy learning people's perspectives. So I do like that, and I do like hearing what you have to say, Andrew and JoJo. Like I really enjoy knowing, um, because it does inform me about stuff. Because I tend to just stay away from all of that because it's not my forte. I'm not into politics. I'm not into this whole stuff. It's just not me, And I've been that way my whole life, and that's just who I am. But on
That's
the other
fair.
side, like, yeah, I like to hear it from people, but I don't really have a set like, oh yeah, I'm gonna get behind you on this. I'm just like, cool, pat on the back, you do you. I'm good. I'm gonna sit over here and eat pizza and stream. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and not to sort of dismiss your statements and like and your position. I myself, I'm not very much of a political person,
hmm
but it's just those happen to be my observations of what's been happening all around.
yeah.
I tried it for a year, man. It wasn't for me. Like I gave it
Yeah.
my all that year, and it
I,
was
I
just,
yeah.
it was so disappointing. Like if you ask Crystal, this she'll say the same thing. That's why we're kind of like ex-activists nowadays, and we're just doing our thing.
Fair. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
That whole thing kind of burnt you out on it.
it did. Like
Oof.
Well, I had
it
a
made me
question
lose
about that,
faith a
JoJo.
little.
I had a question about that.
Yeah,
So when you were doing all of that, and
yeah,
I mean, I know we did the seek and critique, and I watched the Yang video.
yeah.
What besides just his like, okay, what was the biggest thing for you that made you feel like I want this guy to win? Like, what was if there's if you can identify like one thing or maybe two, if need
So
be.
it was mostly his policies, but I know a lot of people don't really gravitate towards policies. They're all about like, the general narrative and like emotion of things. But like this
Mm-hmm.
guy, what he ignited was like he had like, obviously the nuance. He was very data driven. Not because like of that. It was because he cared and he can prove that he cared enough. So that's why I
I see.
guess Crystal and I like ended up following him and becoming his grunts. I mean,
Oh, what?
uh, I mean,
Poke, poke.
I wouldn't have gone to like Iowa or New Hampshire if like I didn't believe in like what he was doing. And
I see. I wish I had that kind of drive and be like, man, okay, I want to go campaign because I do love to travel and stuff like that and meet people with interesting or like kind of similar vibes and there's that word, right? Vibing.
Yeah, I guess so.
Similar.
Don't ask
uh,
me.
yeah, similar like ways of thinking. But on the opposite, yes, exactly that picture. On the opposite end of the spectrum, I also kind of like to throw myself into the fire sometimes and be like, "Huh, this is what everyone hates. I want to see what they're about." Like because I'm like that kind of person. Like, I want to know why everyone hates this. Tell me, like why? I want to know. And it's
Inform me, please.
yeah, well, because like I am that curious kid. I'm always, teachers will be like, so the pilgrims moved to whatever, Mayflower and the stone, Plymouth Rock or whatever, and blah, 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 Thanksgiving. I'm like, wait, what? Why? Wait, tell me more. Like, and they're like, yeah, that's what textbook says. And everyone was happy. And I'm like, that can't be right. Like, I'm like that person. Like, I want to know, good or bad. I do want to know stuff, but it's more if I want to know, not like I'm being bombarded with all this, like, yeah, this is happening, this is happening. It's just like, huh, I heard that. It seems odd. Let me figure out for myself now. So that's kind of where I come from. If it's something that's intriguing to me or I want to know more about, I'll go into it and ask people on both sides of whatever thing is happening. Like, how do you feel? How do you feel? Like, because like I don't remember who said it, but yeah, people don't like to listen to each other. They just want to talk, right?
yeah,
And so I like to be that listener because I feel like I can inform myself on, okay, these people feel this way, these people feel this way, these people feel this way. Okay, interesting. So now I kind of feel like, oh, I kind of understand all of you. Now, if all of you could understand each other, this would be solved.
All right.
Yeah.
That
So
that, that seems to be the big issue is the communication aspect between all spectrums.
uh, we tried, man. Like I knew he wasn't gonna win, but like there was a slim chance, right? And I gave it all. I was like, all right. It's like even if there's like the slightest, I'll fucking take it. But
Oh yeah.
I don't want to sit back and be like, I regret not doing this, or I did something at least. So I feel fulfilled of what I did, and like with the current landscape of politics now, I felt like he had a part in it because of us. So I'm very grateful of those experiences.
mhm.
Why do you say that? What parts of what about now do you feel that his has the campaign has influenced? I'm
Well,
curious now.
for starters, I guess the direct cash payments, right? We were campaigning for, $1,000 a month,
Mm.
and nowadays, like, this pandemic hit, and all of a sudden, people are like, "Oh wow, he's so right about this," and then now they want like
And now people are
two
scrambling.
thousand dollars.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
I'm like, guess who put that idea in your head? we did. We planted that seed, and now we're seeing it grow and grow and grow. And other people and congressmen, they're like, oh yeah, that's a really good idea. It's very popular now, and
That's
there's
really good
yeah.
That ognon's a heavy onion. Like, let's use that onion.
And he was right about the polarization of media as well too, and like how local journalists are like going out of business. So yeah, he was. I would say he was right about a lot of stuff. And coming from an outsider point, like I see it and I was like, God damn, we sounded like we were from a cult, but we did what we had to do. Oh man.
Yeah, that's what it'll sound like from the outside.
Yeah.
Opinion, for sure.
Like for
the thing that go ahead.
it's like for us, it's like you guys sound like you're crazy, but then a year later, oh damn, you guys were right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hindsight, man. The hindsight.
Yep. What are you gonna say, Hugs?
I lost my train of thought.
I'm gonna grab another beverage really quick. Be right back. I'm listening.
All right. Prime it up, guys. Prime it up.
Prime it up.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah. So I think the thing that turns me off the most about politics is that I just hate that, especially nowadays, everything is so mob mentality driven, right? It's
Yeah.
not necessarily what's good for everyone or like what's a common ground. It's just like, what does the mob want? It always reminds me of that scene in Gladiator when the guy who owns Russell Crowe, the Gladiator master guy, he's like, it's Rome is no, was it him? Yeah, he's like, Rome is not the parliament or whatever, it's the mob, and so you have to like make the mob love you. And so I'm just like, dang, this feels like how politics are. It's like, what does the mob want? Oh, they want what is it called, PMI or something, pre-made income or something. What was that?
UBI, universal basic
UBI.
income.
Yeah, like, okay, maybe we should do that. And it's just like, it's cool and stuff like that, but I just feel like what can make everyone grow? And I'm not saying yes or no to that. I'm just like, that was just the first example that came to mind. It's just what is it that people want as opposed to what's good for everyone. And I feel like, if you give like a kid, just nothing but Twinkies and hot dogs, he's gonna be 200 pounds by the time he's 5 because I just want to eat this, I just want to eat that. But you have to like do what's better for the kid, right? Feed them healthy, make them eat their vegetables, and exercise and all that stuff. And they may not want to do it, but you're helping them become a better person.
Yeah.
So,
I guess it wasn't really like the amount of money per se, but I did like the idea how
it's a taquito.
I thought it was like, it's like a cigar or something.
Hey,
she? But
take your pants off, see?
How I looked at UBI was, it's, I guess what's the word I'm looking for? It ensured like everyone had like, had a place to like fall back to, and it was more than like, it's like, oh, the market says this or that, and pretty much the market we have today, it's like, oh, you're an artist, therefore your value is 0. But if you have UBI, it's like it sees that you have like human dignity, and it sees like a bunch of these intrinsic values, like let's say for me, for example, right? If I had that money coming in, and like I can slowly transition like out of my day job and focus more on like my creative aspects of myself. It's like maybe I can get like some new streaming equipment, new DJ gear, and all this other stuff, and it won't make me better monetarily, but it'll make me fulfilled as a person intrinsically and creatively as well too. And there's like a lot of aspects to like, especially for kids, like, do kids deserve it? Do they know how to spend it? It's like, yeah, they do need like a little help in financial education, and that's what we could push towards in our educational programs as well too. So there's a lot of stuff like a bunch of people were talking to us about, and it was pretty interesting like seeing how they view things and how we tried to like give them a certain perspective. It's like, hey, I understand where you're coming from, but let's walk to this other side and see how it goes here. And they're like, oh wow, cool. And that's how we converted them.
And then they were ours.
Because coming from me, I'm like very introverted, but like when I did this whole campaign thing, it put me out of my shell, and it allowed me to think like how people communicated with each other. Like, you know, you instead of like just like talking over them and, you know, waiting what they have to say and stuff like that, it's like, no, you have to take the time to listen to them and then try to steer them to a direction of where both of you are agreeing to something, and that's where breakthroughs come in.
Compromise, man.
Yeah. Also that, and like I think I was watching some Dr. K, he said the same thing. It's like pretty much
psych principle.
It is a psych principle, because you're like, it's like, all right, I see you're coming from this direction, let's try to steer from this direction. And then it's like a back and forth thing. It's almost like a fighting game, but with like verbal and like mental thought, right? So like, all right, I'm gonna parry this and you're gonna go in this direction. It's like, wait a minute. So it's like a little linguistic dance, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I don't know where I was coming with this.
Well, I mean, like, that sounds like a bit like of a persuasion. There's a bit of a bit of like a small lesson in persuasion.
You have to be patient too.
Yeah, it's not coming from a malicious place.
Right.
It's just trying to create some compromise.
What else can we talk about here? I'm like,
how did we get here? Like,
what? How did we get here? This is probably like my fourth glass, man.
I'm in chat right now, basically. No, that's all talking about girthy pretzel rolls. So
those are good too.
Rods.
Girthy pretzel rods, they're great.
Oh yeah, we could talk about your trip to Utah, Hugs.
Oh
yeah.
Okay.
If you don't mind explaining that stuff again. How was it, man?
So
enough about real life.
I know, right?
Enough about all this nonsense.
Fuck that, man.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great trip. It was a lot of work, super long hours. But I do see. Here's the thing: I do love filming. I really do. I just love streaming more. So
wow,
you know, streaming is like, you know, my wife, and filming is like my mistress.
Damn. Even though you've been with your mistress longer than your wife, damn.
Yes. I'll marry you one day. Don't worry. Just stay over there.
Just stay over. You stay far away over there where I can commute to you and then
don't
go
call.
away.
Thank you. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. No, I mean, I just the more that I have streamed, the more I'm just like so in it, and I look forward to it, and I wake up thinking like, okay, I'm looking forward to streaming today. Like I can't wait to find a song to play at the start. It's like the little things that just add up to me just looking forward to streaming. And regardless of whether it was like, I mean, it was like an 11-hour drive out there, and then 2 weeks basically of 12 to 17-hour days sometimes, in literally 10-degree weather. so even though all that, it was still really fun, because I do love creating, and I do like feeling necessary, like a good cog in the wheel of, like the functionality of getting all this production done. So I like that. I like the responsibility, and then the problem solving aspects of doing things. Like, for instance, there was a shot. We were inside of this office, and it's like a tech space office, and there was like this giant wall monitor, and one of the actors has to like look at this monitor, but they're watching like someone watch them, and so there was no, like, we couldn't do like it was like a security video feed kind of thing, but we couldn't no one could understand how to get this to work the way that the director was like, I really want it this way. And so then I was sitting there like over the lunch, I'm like, how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? How are we gonna do this? And I'm just like mulling it over and thinking like what we can do to make it work. And then I realized, okay, well, here's what we'll do. Let's shoot these guys in this room, to make it look like they're in a separate place, and then they're looking at this actor, and then we're gonna pop that up. Like we're gonna use an iPad with AirPlay because this place had an iPad with AirPlay. We're gonna pop the footage onto AirPlay, and we're gonna have it on the screen, and we're just gonna hit play, and then the actor's just gonna react as if it's live, and then that ended up being really good. Like, but no one, to me, it seemed like kind of obvious. Like once I thought about what we needed to do, I was like, oh, okay, yeah, this could work. This could work. And I had to ask all the people who work there, like, hey, do you guys have this? Does this have AirPlay? What kind of cables do you have? Okay, what kind of laptop do you have? Okay, nothing matches. Okay, oh, you do have AirPlay. Okay, great. All right, and we need SD card reader. Okay, we need this. We need this. So like, I had to like gather all the pieces together and make it work. But I
Nice.
loved the problem solving process of that. So it's like those little things is just, and it's kind of like streaming, right? It's like problem solving. There's a lot of problem solving that goes into streaming, whether it's what am I going to play today? What am I going to do tomorrow? How do I want to improve my stream? Should I do a podcast? Like, do I start an Instagram? I mean, there's like all these problem solvings, and yes, they're not like complex per se, or most of them are not super complex, but it's still problems you have to mull over and work through to get to where you want to be. And so I feel like it's more of a daily thing when I stream to problem solve these little bits and pieces, as opposed to, which I like because I feel like I can overcome it and feel accomplished in doing it like daily. Whereas when I'm on set or if I'm editing, I feel like sometimes there's almost insurmountable problems that I'm just like, I don't know how we're going to do this, like,
Yeah.
okay, we
Small
have to
goals,
shoot
man.
20 pages today and we have no daylight because it's a blizzard outside and we have to do outside stuff, and like it's like these crazy stuff that there's just nothing you can do. Okay, well, let's figure this out. Let's change the script. They're no longer outside. They're going to be inside the cabin where they're going to shoot. We have to change the dialogue. We have to change.
Ah.
So like it's like those kinds of things, but it takes so much because now you're like throwing the actors under the bus. Like, learn new lines. You got to do it. Like, I'm sorry, but it's literally a blizzard outside, so
Yeah.
we're shooting inside now. So
That's
it is
something that
cool.
happened. That's something that
Yeah,
happened.
that's
Like
actually
this.
something that
Oh,
happened.
wow.
Yeah. So
Everyone's got to be on their toes for that. Wow.
yeah,
Yeah.
everyone was, and the great part was it was such good staff because or the crew, I should say, everyone was really like, okay, let's get this done. Like, let's hustle, let's do it, let's make the day. Like every day, let's make our days. So it was really, really cool because on the first shoot I did, there was some crew who were just so not in it to win it, and that bugs me
Oh,
because when if you are on a set and you're making movies, you're like, I've always felt like since I was a kid, because it was my dream to be like, in film and television and on set and making movies. Like, you're making dreams, like you get to fulfill a dream and make a dream for someone. It's so cool. And so if you're on set and you're treating it as a job and not a passion, just please, like, GTFO. Like, it is
Yeah.
not cool because those kind of people just bring the energy down so bad. And so we, on the first shoot, we ended up firing 4 people because of that exact thing. They were just
damn.
like
On the
Damn.
spot. Damn.
lazy and they
It's
were
like you can't be here. You're bringing
argumentative.
everything down. You're slowing
Actually,
down the
yes.
production, being
Mhm.
counterproductive. Yeah.
Yes, and they literally got fired because of that. So be
GG to them, man.
positive, guys. People don't want to work with people who suck. Just be positive, be happy. I'm not saying you can't pose a question or be like, hey, I think this would work better if. I mean, of course you can always do that. But if you're
Within
just
limits.
being outwardly negative and intoxicating other people with your negativity, and then it's just like, it's a vortex of negativity that'll just bring everything down. So yeah, we had to fire 4 people on that first shoot. Oof.
Dang.
But after
Damn.
we did that, it was so smooth. Like, everything just clicked and it was
Yeah.
great. So yeah, those
Because you know what to expect from people. Like, okay, this
Mhm.
person may be a little bit peeved, but they'll get through it. instead of
Yeah.
be like,
Oh yeah,
why?
yeah, yeah.
Why do you want me
Yeah.
to do this? This is not part of my job description.
You don't know how many times those people we fired said that. That's not part of my job. Like, we need to move this stuff to
Just
here.
fucking do it.
That's not my job. And it's like, huh?
Come
Okay,
on,
first
why
of
don't you just
all,
help out?
we don't. There's no union rules right here. Okay, so this is not a SAG movie shoot. So get off your ass and start moving the sand, brother. Like we got to do this, And so that's just like kind of what it was.
I got a paper cut on my pinky and I can't lift the sand. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my gosh! Or people would be like, there was literally one guy who he was so on his clock where to the minute and to the second he's like
I'm
it's
off the
like
clock.
mid shoot. He's like we're mid shoot in the scene, right? And he was one of the gaffers. And for safety, even though you have sand, on the C stands, you have you have all your sand to hold it down in case of wind or whatever, and it's just a safety that you have to do. And usually, like you have a gaffer or a grip, just holding. Especially, we had this like giant like light. I think it was like a 2K light. And looked at his clock, walked away, and just like left it standing there.
What?
Yeah, and I noticed it, but we were mid scene, so I couldn't like say anything. But I turned to the director. I'm like, "What is he doing?" After we cut, and he's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Look at that light! It's gonna fall. Like it's because it was like 15 feet high. This super heavy light
Yeah.
with I mean, it had like 50 pounds of sand on the legs,
Someone's gonna get hurt.
but still, yeah, this is a huge safety. Like this is an insurance risk." And so he walks away, and I was like, "What is he doing?" And then we walked over, and it's like, "What's going on?" He's like, "I'm on my break. I get 15 minutes every 4 hours." And I'm like, "Are you serious right now? You couldn't wait for 35 more seconds till the scene was over to take your break?" Oh my goodness, that triggered me so hard, as you can probably not see from how less passionate I am about it. No, seriously though, that is just I was blown away at how someone can act like that. I was just blown away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And that's sort of like a yeah, you can never underestimate how self-serving some people are, you know?
oh
You
yeah. Oh,
think
that's the
like, "Oh,
perfect word
oh,
for it. Yeah.
oh, there's a light hanging above someone and they could die from it, but hey, I'm on my break. Not my problem." Like
Right?
this could
Oh yeah.
you could go to
Huh.
jail for manslaughter for this. No,
Yeah,
I'm on
yeah,
my
yeah.
break.
Break time.
I'm
Sorry,
not I'm
new
not I'm
rules.
not responsible for this. I wasn't on the clock. Yeah, okay. Let's see what the corpse says with that. Like,
Right? Yeah, it's yeah, like I love your phrasing, like self-serving. Yeah, there's so many people who are just so self-serving. And that's a huge thing I love about this community is I don't feel like I've met anyone who is self-serving here. Everyone is so openly ready to help, ready to just be part of every aspect of streaming with everyone. I
yeah.
mean, Jojo, what we talked about like doing this podcast literally like yesterday,
Dude.
right? And I was like, let's do it. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
down. Right. So
It felt like last minute, but I'm glad. Thanks.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
no, I
yeah, yeah,
mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
last minute or not, I love to be there for you guys because I feel like you guys are always there for me as well. And like I want and it's
Yeah.
not like a quid pro quo or like, well, I did this, so you better do this. It's nothing like that. It's just more like the friendship that we all have and share is so
Yeah. And plus, I
beautiful.
wanted to catch up with you, but mostly I want everyone else to catch up with you guys as well too. What you guys are up to.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah. So I guess the hardest thing about the shoot in Utah was the cold. That was absolutely the hardest part. The so it's Utah and pretty much like during the day everything's open. Like they're pretty whatever COVID. Who cares? It's cold. It doesn't exist here or whatever.
Wow.
And so a lot of people, even though there's signs everywhere in the hotel, like walk around with no mask. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, people, please. Like
Uh-oh.
just it's common
Uh-oh, it's
courtesy
a
at this
different
point.
world over
Yeah, I'm
there.
just like, it's just common courtesy. It's fine. You walk through the lobby up to your room, take your mask off. It takes you 2 minutes, literally, max. But there's a lot of people just didn't do that, and so that was kind of. And it's not like I'm like a stickler, like put your mask on. What are you
Yeah,
doing?
no,
You
no,
know,
no, no.
but it just I feel like it's a good example. Like you're supposed to wear a mask, right? If you come to a red light, why are you stopping? Just go then, right? You don't need to.
Yeah.
No, just don't follow it. Just go. Just go. No,
Yeah.
that's not how it works. Oh, red light, I should stop. So the
Yeah, yeah,
same
yeah,
thing.
yeah.
It's like, or even if you're at a stop sign and you don't see anyone coming. Better example, stop sign, right? And bright, clear day, you can see in all directions. There's no trees blocking. I'm still gonna stop. It's common
Of course.
courtesy.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's not just a law. I just feel like you should. And okay, stop, look both ways, and go. And so that's just kind of where I'm at in regards for mask wearing. Like, it's just kind of, you should do it. Like, you're not hurting anyone by doing it. In fact, you're probably helping people. That's all.
Oh man.
So,
Ooh, what
Yeah,
a hot
Andrew, I know you want to get into this. I've heard this before, but yes,
It's okay.
go in, go in.
No. Like it's. I
nerd.
feel the same way. Like, like it. It's to protect other people more than anything.
Yeah.
It's to protect other people more than anything, and those who are trying to use like, it's my right to not wear one as like a defense. It's clearly narcissism. Like, I can't inconvenience myself to wear a piece of cloth and or cotton over my face and make my face a little bit warmer for 20 seconds at the grocery store or to get my fucking coffee. Like, damn it, man. There
I
are physicians and healthcare professionals, and not even then, like people who work in public spaces who have to wear them for 16, 20 hours at a time. Not complaining.
actually loved wearing my mask. It kept my face so warm
Exactly.
in that bitter
Exactly.
cold. I
Exactly.
loved it.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah,
I was like, this is so nice. Yeah.
I
I
like
But
it.
felt my
I like it
yeah.
I
too
know my
because
mustache like froze over
it's like, oh,
because of my breath.
this feels very cyberpunkish, and I don't like showing my face around
Doing it for the
public, so
fashion.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't mind doing it.
For the
Yeah.
fashion and the identity protection,
Right, right.
and like sort of circle back to our previous conversation about current events. Like, why wouldn't you fucking wear a mask to protect your identity on national news? Nope. I'd rather just say exactly where I'm from, show my face, incriminate myself, all
I
for
mean,
my rights.
they got a fantastic like anime art out of it. That's so cool on
I
Discord.
mean, yeah,
I
yeah.
mean,
I mean.
I wish I had art like that of me. That's so cool.
but like it's I feel a very specific way. By the way, this is my bottle opener. It's a luchador. He he arm wrestles the cap off of the bottle. I'm
That's
like,
awesome.
"Argh!" But no, but like, it's because I work in the healthcare field, right?
Mm-hmm.
I am specifically not necessarily responsible for, but I help report COVID positive patients, and I've seen in our specific population a rise in the past like 3 months because of people becoming lax about it, not taking things seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And here in like the New Jersey area, we tend to be a bit better like about these things and have in general a better sensibility about it than what I've seen in other states and other countries. Oh, not countries, but other
Other
states.
countries.
Not necessarily other countries. Like, there are plenty of other countries that are doing just as poorly as us, or on the contrary, way better than us. But our like in it's unfortunate to see that in the past couple of weeks the rise in like these kinds of cases.
Yeah.
And it's definitely because of fatigue. Because even people who work in our company are getting tired of it and forgetting protocol. And lucky for me, I get to work from home and I don't have to worry about these things. But for people who are outside every day and seeing these things happen, and like, oh, I've been here working out here in the office for like however long. Like, I haven't gotten sick yet. Forget this. like it changes, like your mentality changes for however long you've been out there on the field.
Yeah.
So like it's tough. It's very tough, and at this point, it's either people. It's going to be very hard to convince people to change their habits. It's already been a year.
Yeah.
Hard to believe it's been a year. Happy birthday, COVID! Like what the fuck?
Yeah, that's
Like
crazy. Wasn't
who?
this year 2020 the slowest yet fastest year at the same time? It was like so slow for 8 months, and then all of a sudden it was over. Like it went so,
Right?
Right.
and then it's like, oh wait, oh it's over. Oh wait, what? Like what happened?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, so it's just such an
I
odd
agree.
year
It
overall.
was
Like
like,
the slowest, fastest year.
but to be honest, in my sort of like in my mentality, like I never really minded staying at home this whole time because I
Oh,
basically
me
have
too.
all of
Yeah.
that I've needed. Like,
Hmm.
well, after I've invested in like exercise equipment, because exercise was the one thing that I was like really missing from my home.
Me
To
too.
yeah.
I love working out in a gym. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, like, sure, I don't have the same like scale or whatever, but
Hmm.
being able to do my workouts from home, like in a way that satisfies me,
Yeah.
was sort of like the last thing I needed to clinch for me to like be okay with this kind of life. Like doing Twitch for the social interaction, even though it's
Hmm.
online. And sure, it's not in person. It's not necessarily the same thing. It's not the same effect. But being able to interact and affect people in ways that, like, I want to be on stream with you. I want to interact with you this way,
Hmm.
or I
Hmm.
want to play
Hmm.
this game with you because I met you on stream and hey, I would like to interact with you, in a more intimate kind of way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that sort of like fulfilled my sort of need to like be a bit social.
Hmm.
Mm, so I feel I haven't burnt out on this kind of life yet, but I know for a fact that many other people have, and so
Hmm.
they're just like, fuck it, I haven't gotten sick yet, let's go, you know.
I'm out.
Yeah, I'm out.
Mm.
And like, and even myself, like I'm thinking like, so like someone in my family went out to go snowboarding, and that's something that I love to do.
Hmm.
Maybe I'll do that sometime soon.
Mm.
I don't know. I had to really like investigate it, but
Hmm.
people are going to be doing what they want to do at this point in time because they've already cemented what they think about
Yeah.
the global situation.
Yep. 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 Yeah,
Yeah.
and then the whole like new strain and everything, right?
Ugh. Me, I'm fine just staying in, but I
Round.
I'm always gonna say is I miss going out to music and
Oh
raves and
yeah,
all that. That's the only thing
Me
I go out
too.
for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I miss going out to
Same.
conventions and stuff. Like I was just telling Verd just yesterday, like, man, at this exact time we would be in Washington, like in like the DC area, and I would be like playing Rock Band with some randos at Magfest. Like
That's
that.
awesome.
Oh, that's the thing that hurts me. That's the thing that I miss the most is going to
Cuts me deep.
conventions, and yeah, like that's like because that's the sort of outside, like event, like action. I guess the outside like event that I'm looking forward to are these conventions that I love to go to, and like anime conventions or like Magfest or whatever, like gaming conventions. I like going to those things and enjoying myself at those events, and that's
Hmm.
our like outdoor sort of event.
Yeah.
And that we can't do that this year, and I'm very very sad about it. But it's not like I'm like like over the top angry about it. I'm just like, man, at this time of the year, usually I'd be singing my throat raw at the Rock Band station with a bunch of
Hmm.
under randos.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you, Jojo. It's like the festivals and stuff. Like I just I miss
Right.
that aspect of going out. I'm not really like a bar person. Like I'm gonna go to Billy's Butthole Bar or whatever. Like that's
Billy
just not like what.
Butthole. I love Billy
what,
Buttholes.
what bar is that, man?
I don't know. It's under the freeway. What do you want me to do? It's the only bar I could find.
Billy
um,
Butthole's bar.
uh, yeah. I mean, I just like I was saying earlier. My friends would call me like, "Hey, do you want to go out?" And I'm like, "Eh." And so even though when I'm out, I am very extroverted. It's like you gotta pull me out, like I don't want to I'm not just like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, okay, and then I have to like hype myself up into like, okay, all right, okay, I'm loose, all right, here we go, okay, now it's like showtime, kind of thing. Because when I'm out, I do like give as much energy, just like when I stream. I feel like I give as much energy as I can, and so it is kind of exhausting in that regard. So going out for me isn't just like going out and just, hey guys, what's up? I'm like, hey, oh, let's be friends, and I want to know you. Tell me your story. Let's go. Like, I'll sit and listen to you for like 3 hours. Let's go. So it's exhausting for me to do that because I want people to feel involved. Like, okay, when I do VR chat, right? And like Bayleaf is around. I'm like, hey Bayleaf, you doing okay? You want to go to a new room?
Bailey.
Like, that's how I am in real life. I'm just like that. I
Oh
care
yeah,
about
yeah.
the people around me. And so, but it's like it is exhausting to a point because like I feel like I have to do this because I have like, I spec'd protector class when I was born, so like I'm like that protector kind of guy. So I wouldn't say prop pally per se, but
Oh,
I have that like kind of mentality where I like to make sure, like everyone's doing good. All right, we're all good. Everything's safe. All right, cool, cool, cool. Like that's just kind of how I am. And like I'll throw my body into like the line of fire, like, no, leave everyone. Oh, hold the door.
Hold the door.
Hold
I totally
door.
understand. I understand how you feel.
Yeah,
I
so
totally understand.
yeah.
I think JoJo could attest to that. That's essentially like what my sort of
yeah.
personality is like as well.
Mhm.
So I have a
Cool.
question for both of you. Like, after this is over, are you still gonna be doing like these streams? Like, I don't know. Like,
What is this? What is this? What does you mean this is over?
so
What
after the whole COVID
Whole
thing
streaming
is
gig?
over,
Oh, of
are you
course.
still
No,
gonna
no,
be
no,
like
yeah.
streaming and all that? Or are you gonna like be going back to like, whatever what you guys did back then? So
I'm gonna keep streaming, absolutely. Like
mm,
that's not a question for me at all. I guess the only thing that would change is perhaps the frequency at which I would be filming other like things, so I would because like movies, everything was like super controlled and all that stuff, but I would often do like pre-COVID, I'd go do shoot music, I'd shoot music videos, I'd shoot like promo videos for people, I'd shoot like all this stuff, and I'd do photography as well. And so I did all that, but while that was super fun and fulfilling, it's just not the same as streaming. And so, like, I look at it from like over here, I'm just like, huh, fun, but a brand new car, like right in front of me, kind of feeling, So it's just like, I'm like, I'll take this. I like this
Mm-mm.
because it's not that I'm like, I just want to stay home and never go anywhere, and I'm okay. I'll just Amazon everything, or just whatever. Like that's not what I want to do. But at the same time, I would love to just devote more and more and more time into streaming because it is really what I love doing. So,
Mm-mm.
and I work to fuel this passion. That's like really where I'm standing right now. So, yeah, I will still work, of course, but it's only to fuel the fire of this. I got to keep throwing the logs in the steam engine to keep it going. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
How about
I
you,
mean,
Andrew? Yeah.
well, for me, I've been sort of like I got onto the streaming train before COVID happened, and it was something that I've been wanting to like improve upon and do more of. Like,
Mm-hmm.
once COVID is over and things are safe to like go to with massive amounts of people around, I want to get back to streaming events. Like I streamed a couple of the events that I went to before COVID happened. Um like like you guys know, I'm a fan of tabletop games. I go to a tabletop convention called PAX Unplugged, right?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, and the last one that we went to, I streamed it. So it's cool to see like I'm gonna get back into doing that, possibly with better gear, with better equipment, whatever.
Dreaming
Um,
backpack?
yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna. Well, maybe with the $600 that we got from the government, I don't know. We'll see. But
Got a
I
little more than
definitely.
that.
But I want to get back into streaming RL. Like I I streamed walking around in New York for fun for the people who don't know what being walking around in New York was like.
Mhm.
Vert and I used to go to the arcade like almost every week so we can get our rhythm gaming and like a cardio exercise. We played
That's so
DDR,
cool.
and like
That's so cool.
I have a couple of like highlights of like us doing like our personal bests
Mhm.
in like particular songs and stuff like that.
That's
I want to get
awesome.
back into doing that. Like it was so
Dang,
much
I miss
fun doing.
DDR. Ugh.
I know, right? I like we so miss doing rhythm games like without a fucking mascot. Like it was so hard. We tried once going
Mhm.
to the arcade and like doing all the other protocol. Um, but man, it was a tough time. It was not enjoyable at all.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, like traveling, doing a lot more IRL streaming of the stuff that we're doing for fun, even for a little
Mhm.
bit. Because like I know sometimes it's just like, hey, you should just enjoy your travels for yourself, and I totally understand that. But part of me was like, hey, like I want to sort of share at least a part of it with
Mhm.
the people who like to follow my stream and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
like walking around New York, or I know one time we went to Vermont for one of Vert's friends' birthdays, and we went on a hike. And so we were walking around in the woods with like really shitty reception, and it was like pretty fun. Um, and definitely arcade streaming, like streaming stuff at the arcade was a lot of fun for me, albeit a little bit dangerous for my shit getting stolen. But we roll around with a crew, or rather like a community of rhythm gamers that are really protective around like all of us. We know
Oh, that's
whenever
cool.
yeah, we go to the same spots all the time, and we're part of like a group that we all protect each other. So I
Mm.
don't feel as like
What
unsafe
kind of
about that.
arcades are you going to?
Round one.
Gotta
You're
watch out.
familiar. Yeah, I mean, it's not necessarily the arcade's fault. It's the population's. It's the
Gotcha, gotcha,
population.
gotcha.
Like,
Okay.
so there was recently a round one. You're familiar with round one, right? I know we've told JoJo. So round
Yeah.
one is a Japanese owned like arcade slash bowling slash karaoke franchise, right?
Mhm.
And they've been opening up around in the U.S. a lot.
Mhm.
And there was one that recently opened up in Center City, Center City, Center City, Philadelphia.
Mhm.
And so, I we started going there because it's closer than the other one that we've been going to, which is like maybe like a little bit more than an hour's drive away.
Mhm.
And we're more than willing to make that drive, but Center City is way closer and way
Yeah.
more convenient.
Mhm.
But it's Center City, Philadelphia. It's not necessarily like doesn't has the best crowd or the most trustworthy crowd.
Mm. I see.
And the rhythm games are in like the front of the stores to draw
Mhm.
in crowds, because the people who are really good at rhythm games are gonna impress the passerbys and be like, whoa, what the fuck is he doing? What the fuck are they doing? What she huh? And so they
Yeah.
walk in, but there are like legit hoodlums that just fucking like fuck your shit up. And like since it's at the front of the store, there was one of our very close like rhythm game members, like
Mhm.
community members, who got mugged
Oh
Oh,
no.
because
crap.
like yeah, like it wasn't anything super serious, but I mean he got like knocked over and he got his like phone stolen, like that kind of
Oh,
stuff, like that kind
crap.
of stuff. So now they have like security posted in front to try to stop that shit. But
Mhm. Mhm.
like that's the kind of thing that I'm a little bit more worried about. But there
Gotcha,
are more
gotcha.
of those like more of those locations opening up that possibly have a better population that won't necessarily do that.
Mhm.
But that's the thing. That's the thing I'm looking forward to. And I think maybe Verd too. That we'll do a
Mhm.
little bit more like the IRL streaming, because that's something that I like to do. I don't care about looking like an idiot in the public. I mean, I took you guys shopping in my grocery store.
Dude, that was
And
awesome.
you yeah, so every now and then I go to the grocery store, that kind of thing. So when it's more publicly acceptable and like easier to be around in public,
Mhm.
that's what I'm planning on doing some more. I mean,
Cool.
yeah, I put you guys in the freezer.
I remember that.
That's
And it was
awesome.
So
cool because that lady who was at the cashier, she was like, "Oh, are you streaming? Are you live right now?"
yeah, like it's like, oh, I've never seen anyone hold their phone like that. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm streaming to an audience. Like, oh, are you like a teacher or something? Like, no, it's just a bunch of my friends. You want to say hello to them? Oh yeah. So those are like the fun like on the fly interactions that I get from like IRL streaming because they're like, wow, you're being really weird. I'm like, yeah, I'm being a little bit weird. Would you like to join in on the weirdness? And she's like, yeah, oh yeah. So that's fun for us. Fun for me at least.
That's cool. How about
So-
you, JoJo?
So for me, I think I'm still going to be doing this because in my, I guess, line of profession, which I'm trying to aim towards, like, you know, DJing and music production, like I have to be like at least active on some sort of social media platform. And, you know, this gives me a more incentive to keep doing this because it's like, okay, what does, you know, the audience need from me and all this stuff, and what can I give them? So I'm always going to be doing this, like regardless of COVID or not. And plus, like, this also gives me like a platform to like get myself out there as well too, and perhaps get like, you know, potentially a gig, which I don't really aim for, but I want to work towards, you know. So yeah, I'll still keep doing this.
Yeah, keep doing. It's a decent way of getting like, I hate to use the word, but exposure.
Yeah.
Because you know you're putting yourself out there, and at least you're getting recognized for the work that you do.
Yeah.
It's really cool that you got invited to the whole New Year's event or like that event that happened before.
Dude, that was awesome.
So that was a great opportunity for you, and
Yeah.
hopefully that like is a good platform for you to pop off. You know.
Yeah. And it was really cool because like that event was like, it was meant for the internet, and it was like basically just small and big DJs getting together and just having fun and playing their music. That was all it was, and it made me appreciate like what I was doing, and it also made me learn like how to mix better as well too, just by listening to other people mixing. So
oh yeah.
it was
Cool.
it was definitely a cool event. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and no, that's a really good thing about musical communities is that you see what other people are doing, and you know you sort of reflect about what you yourself are doing, and you learn from each other. It's not necessarily a competition thing, like oh I'm trying to one up you, like I could do this better than you. Like no.
Yeah.
It should be that kind of like communal growing kind of thing. So I'm happy that you know you feel that way about it because that's a very good mindset to have in terms of like growing your musical talents.
Right. It's the same thing with streaming too. Like we all see each other as like just growing in our little own, but like we're also sharing ideas of like how to grow better together.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, welcome back, Hugs.
Welcome back.
Sorry about that. I had to use the restroom. So
No problem.
I'll be ahead.
All good. But yeah, like yeah, and that's I'm actually very, very proud of you, JoJo, for doing what you're doing and, you know, not feeling down on yourself. I mean, maybe you do. Maybe like there's something that
There's
that hits
times.
close to us. Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Oh yeah. And that's we've all felt that as
Yeah.
streamers that like, oh man, I'm trying to do this and I'm doing exactly what this person is doing, but this person is blah 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 blah. More views, more people talking to chat, etc. 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 I think that if you're having the mindset of that you're doing this for yourself and that you enjoy what you're doing, regardless of who's there, then that gives you the solid foundation to grow.
Hmm.
Rather that you're dependent on the things that you're trying to get interaction with, it's stemming from yourself. And if you feel secure about what you're doing about yourself and you're enjoying it, then you know the rest should come. I mean, with a bit of luck and with a bit of like help, for sure.
Yeah. And how I see it, it's not like it's like all right, I'm on the grind again. It's like all right, I'm doing this. Sure, I'm on the grind, but how can I make it better for a smarter grind, like per se? Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. So once again, I guess you guys like inspire me as well to keep streaming, as well as, you know, watching other people how they do their thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yep.
Oh yeah.
Basically, we're all just circle jerking each other at this point.
I mean,
Yeah.
I guess in a way, sure, but I think we. I mean, I know I draw inspiration a lot from you guys, so it's not necessarily like, ooh, Andrew's
Oh.
doing this. I'm
Oh,
gonna copy him. Oh yeah.
oh,
It's not like that. It's just I'm like, oh wow, he has this kind of feeling in his chat. Okay, I would like to emulate something like that. Or oh, he's doing like this kind of, thing. Okay, that's really cool. Or like when you do your workout Wednesdays and I'm like, oh man, that's great. I want to join. And so it's like those are the days where I'm like, man, I really want to be a viewer, not a streamer, so I can take part in those kinds of aspects of things that you guys do, and then it inspires me to want to have things like that in my channel, like, hey, let's all do this together. I mean, I don't really have something like that per se, but we'll work
Hey man,
on
you
it.
got
Well, I
Whiskey
guess.
Fridays. Everyone's drinking with you. Don't worry about that.
yeah, man. Like whenever I say
All
cheers,
right.
I'm drinking there too. It's like cheers, hug, cheers. It's like I have a drinking buddy with me, and same thing with Andrew. It's like, oh, I have a workout buddy. I can do this with him. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And hopefully with Verd too, with their yoga coming through.
Oh yeah, I need to get limber. Oh my
I'm looking
gosh.
forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Oh, man, I can't even
You hear
touch my
that?
toes.
You hear that? You hear that, Bird? Get on your yoga game so we can
A
all
yogurt.
freaking lick our own butts at some point.
Wait, are we gonna go to Billy's Butthole Bar or whatever I said?
Hell
I
yeah!
forgot.
We're gonna get free drink by licking our own butts, man. Oh man.
Good night, Bird.
Good night.
You didn't hear that last part, even though I was being loud as fuck about that.
Cool. Anything else?
I don't know. I feel like this is a good stopping point for us. What do you guys think?
I'm pretty
What
good.
about anybody in the chat? Does
Yeah,
anybody in
anyone
the chat
in
have
the
anything to ask
chat.
us?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Q&A sesh. I like
Yeah,
that.
we could do a Q&A.
I know we got some people in the chat paying attention. So, you guys got any question for us, or any one of us specifically?
Speak now or forever hold your peace.
You got any
Oh,
questions?
we
for
got
Andrew
a hot
or
question
Cooler?
coming in. Hot question coming in. Why is Hugs so cool? Oh, geez. Man, that's a tough one. Let's see. Why is Hugs so cool? I mean, he is cooler than Andrew. We already know
This
that.
is true.
I mean,
I
it's
do
part
not.
of my
I do not
It's
dispute
part of my
this.
title. Like, I mean, I didn't even make the title. That's JoJo. So.
No, not at all. Not at all. If I may interrupt, I think he's cooler than me because he has that award-winning smile. Look at that right there. You see that?
So dumb.
You see that over there?
All right, the true
That
question is
award-winning smile.
who can dab the best? All right, that's
Oh shit!
Oh,
Is this
that's
happening
my
now?
Yeah. Oh,
Is this happening now?
this is the ongoing feud that we were waiting for.
Is this the showdown? I haven't even prepared
man.
for it.
Really? I've been training my whole life.
I don't need to train for this.
You embrace the darkness. I was born in it, molded by it.
Oh, here we go.
I mean,
oh.
Well, you want
I'm
to dab
just
it
warming
out?
up, man. I'm just warming up, man. I don't know what's going
All right,
on.
okay,
You
you
tell
wanna
me.
go.
You tell me what's going on.
Oh, here we go. Oh my god. I cannot be the judge alone of this. I don't know who's winning right now. This is way too much for me. Way too much for the podcast right now. Oh man. Look at these beautiful moves right now. Ooh. It's like we're getting ready for the festival coming up.
All right, Andrew's
oh
much
my
more
god.
limber than I am, that's for sure. I'll do my Tai Chi. My dab chi.
Oh. Too much, man.
All right, Andrew. Then let's make this the official announcement of the official Dab
Oh.
Showdown. I'll make a title card for us and everything.
Oh!
Yo,
That's
I'm so
official.
down to see that, dude.
We'll do
We'll
that.
have
We'll do
chat.
that.
You.
And then we'll have the community vote who did it the best.
I like that. I like that.
I agree to this challenge.
If you win, I'll give you 5 subs.
Oh shit, it's on.
You know what? I will put that same price on the line. If you
Alright,
win, I will
perfect.
give you 5 subs.
Dang.
Dang, dude.
All right. It's official. We'll come up with the date and time and we'll make it happen.
Oh man,
That's right.
I hope you guys can stay tuned for that.
Give me the internet fist bump. Give me the internet fist
Which
bump.
way are you?
Ugh.
Are you
Ugh.
this way?
I'm your connector.
Where are you?
There. Almost. No, the other way.
Oh, it's the other way?
For you, it's the other way. You got to touch that frame, man.
Hold on. I'm getting there. Hold on.
There it is.
Huddle.
There it
Boom.
is. Boom.
I'll see you in hell, brother.
See you in hell. I'll be working on it.
Oh man.
What? I'm not wrong, G. What are you talking about? Oh, I'm wrong? Oh, I was wrong about the fish.
There you
Yeah. The dab, though, I'm always right. And just remember, as my title suggests, I am cooler than Andrew. The quotes are because it's from a book that I'm working on. It's called Cooler Than Andrew, The Memoirs of a Geisha. So,
The Memoirs of a Geisha.
soon, coming out soon to a Barnes & Noble online shop near you.
Damn. Mr. Always Right. Damn, G.
Damn, dude.
I see how it is.
I
I see how it
mean,
is. I'm just gonna
if
have
you're
to
going to
win
say
you
the
over.
truth, just keep telling me the truth. That's great. We're good.
That's okay. It may be the truth, but G, I will have to win you over with my overwhelming dab when the time comes.
When
Super
the
secret.
time comes for you to lose, you will whine and beg for me to stop.
Oh, we'll see about that. When my dab, you're not even gonna notice that it's gonna be an actual dab because you'll be like, "What? How could he have done? Huh?
Where did he
How
learn
dab
this?
like that? Where did he learn this technique? Where did he train? How can this be?"
All right, Andrew. We're gonna talk about this off stream because I don't want to give stuff away. But I think I have a really good thing that I want to do with you. So
Okay.
it'll be you guys should it'll be fun. We'll do this. We'll make it a big
Awesome.
thing. So
Yeah.
I think this will be fun. I mean, JoJo, I don't mind like doing this where you're like referee and you're like, all right, round 1, hugs,
Yeah,
go.
this is
You know,
pretty
that
cool.
kind of thing. Yeah, that'd be really cool. So we have like a kind of a moderator, a shoutcaster.
Yeah, I can drop a beat too.
Oh, that would be awesome. Yes, let's go.
Let's put all of our skills into the test.
Oh,
Let's do it.
that's great. I love that.
Oh yeah, the gingerbread competition.
I made the card, but you know,
Are you guys
some
still
things
doing
fell
that?
through.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bird. We can do that. Let's set that up as well. So I still have all my ingredients waiting to be used.
Oh yeah. There you go.
Yeah, so okay, yeah, we'll do gingerbread and then we'll do daberinos. I'll DM you. All right, cool, Bird. Yeah. All right. This is awesome.
All right, well,
Don't try to do like the box out technique that you learned from Zhang Ji. All right. That's okay.
all right, well, this is a good stopping point for all of us. I love you guys. Thanks for coming
Aw.
on.
Oh,
Of
thanks
course,
for
I
having
had
me.
Yeah.
great time.
And yeah, you guys can drop your socials, start with Andrew right here.
Oh, sure. My my Instagram is a Roman ROMEN. I know that exposes me a little bit, but whatever. You can follow me there for the food pics that I usually take during my Brew and Brunch sessions. And I'm also Ndroo NDROO on Twitter. I usually post there when I go live. And yeah, I as you may or may not know, I stream on Twitch. And my usual tagline is I like to play games. I like to drink coffee. I like to cook, and I like to exercise. Hope to see you around.
Yeah, man. Brew and Brunch, check it out. It's one of my favorite segments with Andrew,
Oh
among
yeah.
his other stuff. I love when you play the guitar, man.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
and I've been practicing a little bit more, but I need more suggestions on what to learn. So I've
Maybe
been practicing a little
that's
bit.
up to the community.
Oh for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Hugs?
Uh, YouTube, free hugs for free. Twitch, free hugs for free. Instagram, free hugs for free. Although
Nice.
Instagram has 3 E's on the last one because some doofus decided to take free hugs for free for some reason. I don't know why. So yeah, but we're trying to be on brand here. So yeah,
Awesome.
but other than that, my usual tagline when I start my stream is, "Hey guys, I like to drink whiskey. I like to play video games, and I'm cooler than Andrew and dab better than him. Thanks for hanging out."
That's right. I bet they hear that next time. They're like, who the hell is Andrew? Oh, you don't know Andrew, huh? Ah, ah!
Cooler than Andrew? Why? Who's that?
Don't worry about it.
He's already been forgotten.
All right. Well, for me, you guys know where to find me. Usually I leave my link tree, which I have now. It's so convenient because like I don't have to link every single social that I have, so everything is on there in the chat. Linktree/OMG JoJo. And for tomorrow, I believe I'll try to be doing a day stream, which is very rare. It's usually on a Sunday.
Ooh, Daywalker stream.
Daywalker. Ooh.
Walker.
So if you guys are around tomorrow, stay tuned for that. But for now, we're out. Thank you guys for coming, and thank you guys out there for listening. And we'll see you around. Bye.
Catch you around, guys.
Dab on the
Thanks
haters.
so much.
Dab on the haters all day.